I'm live. See here. Up and coming. Now it says I'm live. Yay! Hey! Hey, Turbo Tom, how you doing? Hey, Buck, how's it going, buddy? Hope your carburetor's in one piece. Put my link up here. Anybody that wants to can come up and chat. I think the little top piece just kind of poked through the box. I don't think it did any damage. But it's crazy to see how things get handled in the mail, especially when they put a fragile sticker on it. Fifth, 1.5 hours. I get my glasses readjusted here. Couldn't see the decimal point. Man, you got a long day at work. been a mess here. It was blowing like 70 mile an hour last night, so there's tree limbs down everywhere and stuff blowed all to heck. But it was shaking my trailer. Pretty crazy. Went and chat with Barrows and his dad for a little bit about projects that are up and coming. Hey, Easy Arts, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you in here. And Rich GT350, how you doing, buddy? Uh-oh. My friend lost her data. No internet right now. Yeah, I try to tell them everything's fragile, Buck. Then they might actually pay attention. They seem to just kind of. I think maybe if you put fragile on it, they drag it behind the truck. Hey, Leo, how are you? Second shift, only 8 hours. That's cool. I always worked the mid shift. I worked probably about 11 of my 12 years in the military on nights from 12 to 8 in the morning. Okay, survived most of it on about 2 hours of sleep a day. In work mode, huh? I hope you don't work too hard. Haven't heard anything from Auto Salvage Outlaw. I mailed him a Holly carburetor that I had. You choking, pup? Huh? I think she ate too much steak treats. I'm doing great, Leo. Yeah, my puppy, she's over here kind of gagging. She's been eating a ton of steak treats, huh? Thanks for the love, son. She sees me on camera. She's right here, huh? She's a pretty good kiddo. Needs lots of attention, though. She likes to pounce at me. If I come at her, she gets down in her attack position. Huh? You're a mean attack dog, huh? You give me kisses? Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, she's my baby. Yeah, me and my pup just been chilling. It's been a cold day, so decided I'd go shake Barrows out of bed. Told him I was going live tonight. We'll see if he shows up. Dad said he might be watching in, so pretty cool. Anybody wants to, feel free to pop up here. I got the link pinned up there. I'm just gonna kind of chill and try to keep warm in this crazy winter weather we got here. I guess over in Macau they had a typhoon come through. I think I did connect with you, Easy Arts. We'll see here. You can drop your link up there. You type USA. Yeah, no, I didn't get subscribed to you this morning. Okay. You do some cool art stuff. Looks pretty neat. Oh, the typhoon's gone, huh? That's good to hear. Kind of worried about all my friends over there. It's nice on here connecting with people all over the world and getting to know them and getting to know all the cool stuff. Oh, awesome. That's awesome, Buck. I'm going to take some of your cards around and get some of my buddies to get subbed to you. It's a pretty neat card. I need to get something like that. There's Ari. He's texting me. And Cheryl, her internet quit working on her a few minutes ago, so we'll try to get Ari up in here too. There's a kid that does music that works at our tire shop here. He has a really cool, solid card, and it has a chip in it, and he has all his accounts linked on it. I think he said it cost him like $20 or something to get it through the site, and he can walk over and tap it on your phone, and all of his social media accounts pop up on your phone. Pretty neat. Hey, Auto Salvage. Good to see you there, buddy. You get your package today? Not, you probably get it tomorrow. Buck got his today. Yeah, Easy Arts. Glad to make a new friend, buddy. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I like to try to help everybody out. As you see, I'm wearing my advertising. Everybody got to check out Buff's Garage there. Maybe he'll pop in if he's not working and too busy. No, that's good auto salvage. Buck's got beat up a little bit. There was some, looked like the top piece come up through the box. But them carburetors are pretty tough, so I don't think it hurt anything. That was a really good looking Quadrajet. So we had some that were, well, I had one that's looks like it got dragged behind a truck. It's got some skid marks on it. I got one that's real clean, but it's an older 750 model, and for that big 455, I wanted to make sure you got the good 800 that everybody's looking for. Luckily, Barrows had one in his collection. Between me and Barrows, we got a lot of car parts, and I just got a deal. My dad was telling me they have a lady that somebody passed away, and they have this whole shop full of engines, transmissions, carburetors, all that stuff, and they just want somebody to come clean it all out. And my dad said that there's a painted up, look like it probably been rebuilt 428 Cobra jet sitting in there. So if that baby makes its way toward my house, it's going to be finding a new home in my Thunderbird. But anything else I get, like carburetors, stuff like that, I'm glad to help people out that need them. See, I made a lot of good friends on here. Hey, Choco Joy. How you doing? Hey, my puppy's back. Figured if I put a bunch of meat in her treat, she'd disappear for a while, but I guess she probably ate it all already. Kind of a piglet. Hey, Murray. Lazy Boy. All the influencers, welcome. Thanks for coming in. Let's see here. Like Cheryl's still having problems trying to get on her internet. Oh, it's Yanni. It's one of my best friends here. I go on Yanni's live in the middle of the night when I wake up at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So we talk quite a bit. She's super awesome. Hey, Ari, welcome, buddy. Oh, we're just having a good old time in here. He's well, Ari here, he's a good dude. Gotta check his stuff out. He's working on some cool stuff at the shop. He's got a beautiful truck. Old Chevy Apache, like my first pickup. Yeah, there's some really awesome people on the influencer team, Leo. It's cool that they come out and support me. I'm always trying to support them. No, a lot of good people on here. Bussing around at work, took some stuff off this 350, huh? Sounds like a good time. I have a built 350 sitting out here. Somebody built it for pretty much a race car. It's got a cam in it. It's got the chrome alloy piston rings. It's got a bunch of stuff done to it. Barrows wants it so he can put it in something. So I think he's going to trade me a 460 for it. Yeah, that's awesome, Leo. They're all good people. Super friendly, and a lot of them like to chat with me because they work on their English. But close ratio Muncie 4-speed, huh? Good luck with that. Pretty sure he's putting that in tunnel ram on his 1950 project. Hey Jorge, how you doing, buddy? Just sitting here with my pup. Figure we get on here and try to get some watch hours, huh? Baby. Yeah, that Muncie and everything he's gonna put on that 50 was on his dad's. Oh, I want to say 50 something Bel Air that he got while he was in the military. That's all he has left of it's the tunnel ram and the Muncie. Yeah. They got a lot of cool stuff over there. His dad literally was trying to clean out his shop, and he just was taking nice parts and stuff and throwing them in the trailer to take to the scrap yard for scrap iron. He threw a couple starters away, and now he needs one of those. It kind of sucks, but we found one over at Barrows' house that'll fit his dad's car. So hopefully get the Geo Metro up and running again. Hello, Cheryl. Good to see you. Hey, there's Ruad. How you doing, buddy? Good to see everybody out here. Bella likes a big crowd. Link's pinned if anybody wants to come up and chat. Bella needs someone to talk to, huh? Yeah, she needs somebody to pet her all the time because she can't get enough loves. Gotta be the most spoiled dog in the world. Yeah, she's a pretty good girl, huh? Hopefully everybody in here can get connected and make some new friends and help y'all out. Never have enough friends on here. People come watch your videos. It's nice to have a good crowd in here. People that are not just car people or not just farmers or whatever. It's kind of a mix of good people. Yeah. Yeah, I love to spoil my dog. Yeah, that's good, Cheryl. That's fine. Glad your storm went through. Everything's okay. Yeah. Luckily, I kind of know a little bit about everything. So I skateboard, I longboard, I work on cars, I farm, I train horses, I work cows, I build houses, built buildings, poured a lot of concrete. Am I boring? Yeah, okay. I guess I'm boring Bella to death. Huh. Yeah, I have a pretty decent longboard. It's a fairly cheap one, but I got good quality stuff on it. I've had it for a few years. I like to go out and go skate the Greenbelt. I fell off earlier this year and just road rashed my whole arm off. And my buddy told me I got to remember that I'm not 12 anymore. Yeah, fix old machines. I fixed a phonograph. I pick up a lot of stuff at yard sales and fix it and flip it and make some money. But yeah, I enjoy my longboard. I can go cruise around the Greenbelt. Man, it's sure speeds things up. I walked it one time after I'd been skating for a while, and I was like, man, this takes forever on foot. Cut concrete, huh? Worked for farmers, but never actually farmed anything. That's cool. Yeah, cutting concrete. That's a heck of a job. Yeah, bro. I had one reel on there, and I turned it on, and it just kept running blank. And I'm like, what the heck's going on with this thing? So I changed the reel. It's just come up with yodeling music. Look, there's one of my besties right there. Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, that's right. I'm pretty athletic. My buddy, he was going to teach me how to longboard, and I just kind of threw the thing down and took off. And most of the time, I outrun them, and they're all like 20 years old, and I'm almost 40. But even in my older age, I'm still pretty good at doing about anything. I keep in shape. But okay, yeah, pup wants to eat me. Yeah, she's mean. She can eat me. Yeah, I actually back when I was in special ops in the military, I had I have the tryout record for the team I was on. Nobody's ever come close to beating my time for the tryout. I was ahead by like a minute. So I think most people finish their tryout in like 4:45, 5 minutes, and I can do it in three flat. Probably still could. There's even a lot of dudes in our special ops group. They were on all kinds of steroids. They couldn't keep up with me. I got this raw horsepower. I don't need no turbocharger. Yeah, thanks, Buck. Go check out your new shirts, huh? Auto salvage. I'll have to do that. I have to end up with one, and then I can wear your shirt. I'm always doing free advertising slots for Buff. I got Bella all wound up here. Yeah, she can eat me, huh? She don't ever really make much noise, so you can tell she get into it. Oh yeah, it's the logo Buff Media. Yeah, that's cool. Buff does good stuff. Like these shirts, he has a hidden cotter pin in his design that you gotta find on there. It's pretty neat. A little something cool. Yeah, Bella, I spend almost all day with her and she still thinks she's neglected. She loves her daddy though, huh? Yeah, she give me kisses. Calm down, okay? It's enough. Yeah. Sit. There you go. Good girl. Yeah, she's getting trained pretty good. I don't work a whole lot, so I spend a lot of time with Bella Girl. She's getting a little crazy when I was working my other mechanic job, but they haven't needed me, so I've just been working a couple hours on the ranch a day. And then I come home and play with this girl, and I take her to the store with me and everything. Everybody go check out Auto Salvage's new shirts. I don't know how to pull them up here. I try put it on my screen, but I don't know how to do all that fun stuff yet. Oh yeah, might have to have old cousin Kim give me a few pointers. He knows this stuff a little better than I do. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good puppy, huh? Now there's a link under your about. Okay. I'll have to check her out there. I can just share your link on here or something. Yeah, this winter's going to be something new because we sent our horses down to race in Arizona, down in Phoenix. And we're used to bringing them in and training January 1st. I don't even think they'll be home by then, so might just bring them home for a month off or so and then send them up to Washington. Might make my job a little easier. I work for really good people, so they take pretty good care of me. Let's see her. Oh, I about got it, Buck. Pulling up right now. Taking a while to load, I think. Oh, you're quite the girl. Yeah, it's not loading for me right now. Hey, Unfinished Project, how you doing, buddy? Welcome, welcome. This is a link I'm getting, but it's not bringing anything up. That should be it. Yeah, it's a good girl, huh? That's a pretty girl, huh? Yeah, I clicked on the t-shirts, but wouldn't come up on my computer. Let's see here. Oh, I'm doing good. Unfinished Project. Just hanging out, enjoying life, playing with my puppy. Huh. You're a pretty girl, huh? Yeah, just come up for a blank page for me too there, Buck. Maybe you'll have to beat somebody around and get them to get it working here. Hoping it wasn't just my old computer, because that happens. I think I'm running Windows 10. My other one, I'm running Windows 7. It might be Windows 7 on this one too. I don't know. It's old. But it gets the job done. Till I started streaming on YouTube, I didn't even use my computer. It was sitting out in my shed. Hello, Mary. Welcome. Yellow Mustang, red Mustang, and a coffee cup. Yeah, Mary, I'm getting famous, and I have a fan club. Got all these awesome people that check me out. Oh, that's cute. I got a little hole over here. I can see a mouse standing in it. That's weird. I'm gonna have to get Bella after the mice. It's winter time, so they're starting to come in. I have to get more traps set. Yeah. Oh, Bella's after the mouse. She likes to kill them. Yeah, I've been putting traps out all over, out on the farm. And mice, they just come out of everywhere. And I'm cheap, so I use straw bales to insulate around the bottom of my trailer, and that doesn't help with mice. And go nest in the straw. Man, my cough's acting up. I think working around the gas chamber and that in the military kind of messed my lungs up a good bit. They just got me on new medication for nerve pain the other day, so it's kind of messing with my stomach a little. It's been a kind of crazy couple days. But yeah, that gas will get to you. Even when I wasn't training on the gas chamber, I was doing other classes, and I was like right downwind from the gas chamber, so I didn't have a mask on, and it was all hitting me all the time. I trained a lot of different soldiers and all the different special ops from all the branches of the military and all that, and anti-terrorism training and survival skills and self-aid buddy care and all that stuff. Yeah. The military, they can. Oh, it's under apparel. Okay. I don't see it. Anyway. What kind of redneck in Alabama puts a shirt under apparel? I didn't even know you guys knew that word. Or you'd be under shirt. Got shirt, pants, underwear. Should make some auto salvage underwear. Come with skid marks already in them. Have a little tire tracker across the back. A pair of pants. Thanks, Cheryl. I only wear the finest buff gear because it makes me look more buff. I was showing off my redneck dance moves in Cheryl's live the other night. I think everybody was a huge fan of the sprinkler, because the sprinkler gets everyone wet. Yeah, you got the lawnmower. Kind of a professional. You got to learn some skills to showcase yourself when you're this good looking. The wife sold your couch. Hopefully you weren't on it. When I got divorced, my ex sold my $4,000 bed for $75. That still hurts. Like $4,000 or $5,000 mattress, and she's like, "Oh, I sold it for $75." Because I had nowhere to put it, and I'm like, "Well, my house would have been good, but okay." Cheryl thinks I'm so funny. As long as Cheryl thinks I'm funny, it's all that matters. It's a really cold night here. It's actually supposed to be down, I think, 12 or 18 degrees tonight. So it could possibly get in the single digits. But we need snow before it gets that cold so water lines and sewer lines don't freeze. I got pizza earlier today. They're auto salvage. Had me some Domino's. Gotta love that Domino's pizza. And I went to the soda mix while I was out to Domino's. They make pretty good soda. They have a soda hut here in town over by Barrows' house. They post on Instagram all the yummy treats and stuff they have down there, like raspberry cheesecake cookies and stuff. Yeah, I end up down there almost every day getting some cheesecake or something and a soda pop. Hi, She-Lux. How you doing? I need to get on that Barrows fella and find out why he didn't get on and come up and entertain. Figured maybe he'd come up and join me. think tomorrow we're going to call ahead and see about going to the junkyard. Last week we went on Friday. He wasn't there. So, sucks to drive 45 minutes to an hour to go look at some cars and not be able to get in. We should have made a video like Barrows trying to jimmy the lock and get in the gate or something. Maybe drove around, did some videos from outside. Could have been interesting. I got the old man's number. I'll call him. Well, we'll see, because if it's like around 10 degrees, it's gonna not be junkyard weather. How far is it to Florida? I think it's about 2,000 miles. I've driven it in a day. Actually made it from Northwest Florida back home to Idaho in like 26, 28 hours, something like that. Me and my ex's kid drove it, and yeah, I think we were doing about 120 most of the way through Texas and Oklahoma. Nothing but mountains, and you could see for miles. So, I live in southeast Idaho, a little town called Firth. Got like 500 people. I was stationed in Florida. I want to go back there and hang out. Pretty fun, just chilling on the beach. I love beaches. Lots of good fishing down there. We even went wild boar hunting on on jet skis. Yeah, easy arts. I get behind the wheel and I just go. I drove from northern Alaska to Idaho in like 2 days. That's just because we had a wreck and had to stop. I drove 28 hours straight the first day. Yeah. Jackets to Buff's garage too. Let's see, from where I was at, Fort Walton Beach. Oh, it's pretty close to 2,000 miles, I think. Directions. Oh man, I'll set this dumb thing up. Yeah, it's 2,081 miles. I drove that only stopping for gas. I drove fuel trucks in the military, so I'm no stranger to spending the whole day and night just driving a fuel truck. And those half time you're only doing like 10, 20 mile an hour, so it gets pretty boring. Yeah, I need baby Passendot to come up. She's my new best friend. Mary's at work. At the truck bay. I don't know what that is. Like a truck stop or something. Hey, Double D Bliss. She's pretty awesome friend there too. Go on her lives all the time. I'm kind of on everybody's lives. I swear I spend about 20 hours a day on YouTube. That's the key to getting as many subscribers as I have in so little time. You got to go out there and make connections, and get your videos out there and everything else. I don't sleep much. I don't sleep very well, but so I wake up in the middle of the night and just join lives all over the world. It's really awesome to talk to new people in places you've never been and learn something. Cheryl had a video yesterday of her mugs from all the different casinos and stuff there. That was pretty awesome. Even the designs on the mugs look just like the stuff we have at our casinos here. They use pretty much the same stuff. Yeah, Double D, how far are you? You could come over and hang out and make me some yummy food. Good to see you, Easy Arts. Have a good one. Connecticut. Wow, that's a little bit of a drive. All the way to the other side of the country. Need to do a big road trip and go over there and see everybody. Especially when we go over to the No Name Nationals. I got to start getting some money put away for that so I can have gas money and go over with Barrows next year. Be pretty awesome. Go over and meet all these guys I've been hanging out with and talking to for 4 months now. Can't wait to meet Auto Salvage and Buck and Buff and everybody. Man, we're gonna go see Double D, and then we're gonna go to New York City. Woo! Hey, Hot Rod Nation, how you doing? Glad you could join us, buddy. We're just kind of chilling and talking in here. Anybody wants to come up and chat? Got the link pinned. Come on up. Easy Arts has a premiere coming up here. Indian time, huh? I'll have to check out your premiere there, buddy, and see when it's coming out my time. If I'm up, I'll come check it out. I like watching all these premieres and stuff. They do in Team USA. They do their awesome little premiere marathon. I like watching that. They got them all redirected, so it just keeps shooting you to the next video, and you watch like 20 in a row. Be kind of cool to get our little card group together and get more of a schedule going and set up premieres back to back like that or something. If we could find a day and time that work for everybody. Be a whole lot of trying to get everyone's schedules figured out, but do it. Yeah, Barrow's trying to figure out which project he's going to work on, whether he's going to start building his 50 rat rod or his 58 Fairlane. Hey, Street Fox, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, we need to go to Canada. We got some good car buddies up there too. I went through Canada in 2007 when I left Alaska for the military. No, I'm gonna hopefully be at the next one. I'm gonna do everything I can to make it. Might do a few little upgrades on my 62 T-Bird so it can make it a little snappier, and then hopefully I'm gonna have the 66 Rambler going here pretty soon. Get it going, do a little stuff to her, and I might get a car dolly and tow it behind the Thunderbird down. Then I have two cars. And if I can do everything, by the time I find the right distributor and everything I want, I could possibly have my 66 Rambler project done for about $375. Well, no, it'd be like $425. So I could be under $500 and have a pretty good car. There's Auto Salvage. See there, Street Fox. Yeah, the only thing that costs me much is if I decide to do like some engine upgrades and stuff in my 5.0 that I'm gonna put in the Rambler. I ended up getting my 84 Mercury with the 5.0 in it for $50, and I got 300 into the Rambler, so I could put a little money into it and still do good. It's a really straight car. We're planning on welding mounts up and putting a Ford 9-inch in it. I'm going to see if I can't find a T5 5-speed out of a Mustang to run in there instead of the automatic. And the car was a standard, so it already has a clutch pedal and everything all set up. But I had a few ways I could go. Me and Barrows have no shortage of cars. He has like a whole lot out in the woods. We chopped down all the trees and stuff and made a little spot back there to put all the cars so that the county won't get on him for running the junkyard. Oh yeah, the 5.0 is a good motor, and you can build the hell out of them. You can do about anything with a 5.0 you want to. Just depends on how much work and how much money you want to put into it. The sky's the limit. I'm a big fan of my FEs, though. I really like 390, 360, 428s, all that good stuff. Yeah, Windsor's pretty good. Really pretty much the same block with a higher deck height. they're a lot of the same motor. 351 Cleveland, that sucker, it can be a beast. I even had a 71 Galaxy 500 that had the 400 modified in it. That was a freaking powerhouse. Oh yeah, those 351 strokers, that's a good motor. The 347 is a nice one. I like them. My buddy had one in his Fox body all done up. But yeah, you get a good 390 and build it right, you got a whole lot of power, a whole lot of torque. But they're expensive to build. About putting a 460 in your truck. You really got to make sure which 460 you get, or you got to buy all the kit like Barrows did to fix it, because they retarded it and everything to where it has no power. Good torque, but they took the horsepower way down to nothing on them. So especially in the 80s, you get you like a 71 3 or 460, you got a nice hot motor on your hands. 71 is really the cutoff for Fords. 72, they did all the retarding on them and emissions and everything else, so they dropped all their horsepower. I think your Chevys and that, you can get a little newer Chevy that still has all the power and stuff, but Ford was one of the first ones that started restricting stuff. No, I haven't ever watched that. I have to check it out. Got to get something in the shop and working, but just got getting everything ready for winter right now. Not a whole lot of extra money to just be throwing into cars. And I was really hoping to put in some hours at the shop, and they haven't needed me, so. Driving a 23 F-150 5.0. Nice. But that's got some power. I like those 5.0s. They can sure build them. That new Godzilla is freaking awesome motor too. Yeah, those 4x4s, you turn all the traction control and everything off in them, put it in 4-wheel drive and just put it to the floor, man, they'll grab and go. My big black truck, she's just got a 360 in her, but she'll really fly. The 360s were really good to put a turbo on because they have such a short stroke. You can put a turbo on them and really beef the hell out of them. It won't work the same with a 390 because of that little longer stroke. Supercharger probably do good, but you want a short stroke in a turbo motor. Gonna do a review on the truck, huh? It's a good way to make some content while you're getting a loaner. Hey, Menace, thanks for stopping in, brother. Yeah, I was watching a video where they just took they took a stock Chevy pickup and one of the new stock Ford 5.0s. And they had, I think it was 5.3 in the Chevy, something like that. And every single test they run, the Ford was just walking all over it. I mean, 0 to 60, everything. The Ford had it beat by seconds. I think 0 to 60, it beat it by like 2.5, 3.5 seconds, something like that. But my little Ford Fusion with 2.0 EcoBoost, it's pretty quick. But I still like my old V8 cars. It's hard to complain with these fuel prices right now, though, when you're getting 30-something miles to the gallon in my Fusion and maybe 10 or 12 in my Thunderbird. Maybe 10 in my pickup if I'm lucky with all those big tires on it. But half tempted to just drive my truck down to No Names and pull one of my cars and race my truck. Old girl will get up pretty quick. Yeah, that's one way to put it down. We had a lot of that a couple years ago. It doesn't take much to beat a Chevy, especially Duramax. I love those little Honda Civics, though. I have an 03 Civic. It's just a 1.7, but it threw a rod. It needs a new motor right now. I might have it sold to a guy for parts. Hey, Gary, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, those V10s, they're pretty impressive. And 450s are a pretty big truck. They're nice. My cousin has a big jack to the freaking sky. I think hers is an F350 with a V10 in it. What? I don't think the V10s hold up that well, though. I've seen a lot of problems with them. The Triton motors, period, with their dual overhead cams, it's just hard to keep them right. I've seen good ones and bad ones in all of them, so you get a good one, she'll hold up. It's like the Ford 7.3s, that's my favorite diesel, but every once in a while you got one that was just a basket case and another one that'll go a million miles without doing anything to it. I have one at work that has 375,000 miles on it and it never has a problem. Hey, the MTP supporters in here. Gary won't drive anything but a Nissan or a Honda. I like my Hondas, but I'm not a fan of Nissans. They're a little hard on head gaskets and that. Got a 6.8, huh? That's cool. Yeah, I traded my 5.4 to my cousin's, but mine was like first gen, so it didn't have the cam phasers and all that stupid stuff. If you lock out the cam phasers, you can do a little better. Then you got to buy all the lockout kit and all that stuff. Hey, Two Hacks Garage, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for dropping in. If anybody wants to come up, I got my link pinned there. Feel free to jump on in. I still got to get your stickers mailed out, Two Hacks. I got them sitting in my car. I was gonna go by today, but I left your address at home, I think. Yeah, I need to. If we get these engines and stuff that my dad's got this lead on, whatever, then I'll have a bunch of engines and transmissions and carburetors to build whatever I want. I think they said there's at least 10 motors there. So, really, really hoping I get my hands on that 428 Cobra jet. Like to throw that in my Thunderbird. Still won't compete with Two Hacks, but it'd be fun. Yeah, my buddy did the lockouts on his. He used a cheap Chinese lockout set, so we don't know how good it is. And I think he got one of the cams a tooth off. He's had a little problem with it. About any motor, there's a way you can go through them and kind of bulletproof them. Just sometimes costs a whole lot of money. Hey, thanks, Don. How you doing, buddy? I've been working on motors and stuff since I was like 6 years old. Man, my throat's bothering me. I build a lot of cool cars. I like them all. I've worked on a lot of foreign cars. I had a Fiat, I had my Opel, I had a Volkswagen Beetle at one point. They're all pretty cool. You can build them right and they'll hold up. Just depends on who builds them and if they build them right, you know. I know a lot of people that build motors completely wrong. I like to build most of my stuff and assemble it myself. And the biggest one's finding a trusted machine shop. Some of these machine shops now aren't very good. But you find you a good machine shop and assemble it all yourself and make sure everything's right. A lot better than paying some kid that's making minimum wage to put your motor together. Saw a tuning setup that keep the VVT advanced, so you're on VVT throughout the power band. Well, that's cool. Yeah, it all depends on what kit you put in there. Sometimes you got to spend the money to get good performance in that. I need to work on my welding. I got a welder and I can weld stuff, but I'm not that good with it. Need to get on it and learn how to do it well. Bear Rose is real good at welding, so need to get him to show me some stuff and do some practice. I don't even know if I use the right rod when I weld. I try to look things up. My dad, he kind of just throws things out there and tells you random stuff that I don't think he really knows. So I like to Google it and be like, okay, what's this rod good for, and what temperature do I need to use and all that stuff. But You can make me some cheat sheets and hang up by my welder so I can have it all there ready to go. Like to learn how to weld body panels and stuff like that. That'll save you a ton of money. Like we got Pinky Gray in the house. How you doing, my friend? Hey, it's Barrows. There he is. He got lost. People are scared to come up because I'm so intimidating. Been a few hours since I seen Cousin Kim. We was out talking shop. I'm good, Pinky. How are you? Catch her live when I wake up about 5 o'clock in the morning here. Thanks, Pinky. Appreciate it. I had a good birthday. It was pretty awesome staying in here. Just having a good time with all my family here on YouTube. Yeah, Cheryl, she's up on YouTube as much as I am, probably, or more. All hours of the day trying to catch our friends' lives and stuff. Yeah, I need to get over there and get some welding technique down. Might have to help you throw together a rat rod, huh? Yeah, we got quite a Ford graveyard going on there in Barrows' shop. Whole place is full of Fords. Hey, Slayton Welding. Speaking of welding, there's the man. Thanks for coming in and joining us, buddy. If anybody wants to come up and chat, feel free. The link's pinned there. Yeah, I made a pretty good find yesterday. I was in the old Kimball store next door to me, and I'd looked through all these parts and stuff in there, and I thought I looked through everything, and I got in there yesterday, and there was an old Carter AFB competition series 4-barrel carb sitting there on the shelf in a bag. Looks almost like brand new. So I think gonna have Barrows soak it for me, and then we'll pull it apart and put a new rebuild kit in it and throw it on my T-Bird and see what we can do. Might spice it up a little. Yeah. Fill the hole with the other 50 Ford. Yeah, we get ready. Start building some stuff so we know we're ready for the next no name. Not trying to push the limit like this year. Have a couple cars ready, so we got them all tested and driven and ready to go. Hey, Clayton Welding, how you doing, buddy?
I'm gonna try this. I don't know how good my internet is out in the shop.
Yeah. How you doing?
I can't complain. Trying to
Yeah.
clean up. It's a mess in here. I neglect it for months at a time. So it's time to clean up.
Yeah. Yeah, my shop's a mess. You gotta climb over everything.
And I ain't got much room, and it's just old. farm shop my father-in-law had on property, so it ain't the
That's
best,
cool.
but it works.
Mine's a 10 by 20 little bully barn. So I
I've,
just pull stuff in there and work on it.
I've got about 15 foot on the open floor when 15 by 15 when it's all cleared out, but
Yeah.
it ain't. I can't even pull a car in here. I mean, you can see my doors there.
Yeah.
Some scrap doors and wood I had to screw together. Appreciate it, Street Fox.
Yeah, my buddy's grandpa had one like that. We'd pull a car in, but the whole rear end would be hanging outside.
Yeah, that's the way it's gonna be with the Aspen. When I pull it in here to put the motor in, it's gonna be half
Yeah.
inch out. I
Yeah,
appreciate
that'll
it,
happen.
Street Fox.
It's nice to at least get the front end in where you can work on it out of the weather.
Yeah,
I'm getting ready to throw something together so I have a place to work.
yeah. I need a bigger shop bad.
Yeah.
I be able to have a dedicated table for welding and all kinds of stuff. But till then, I'll just keep on doing it the way I only know way I've known how all my life. Working
Oh
with
yeah. And Barrows has a pretty nice shop. We're getting ready to get it cleaned up and put his lift up.
yeah. If I ever get the chance to build a shop, it's gonna be set for a lift. That's for sure.
Yeah, that lift is awesome. Real nice to be able to just put it up there and see what you're doing.
When I was a mechanic, the shop I worked at, they had 8 lifts. So it was, yeah, me too, Barrows. A fab table would be nice, and all the little fixtures that come with them.
Yeah.
But 8 lifts, and still, my boss, we kept the lifts pretty full though.
Yeah. On the most military bases, I was kind of spoiled because you could go in and I think sometimes they'd have a daily rate or they wouldn't charge you that much, but they had a whole building of just lifts and stuff. And they had tire machines, they had loaner tools, all that stuff. And it was like $5 an hour for a bay with a lift.
I'd pay $5 an hour all day long, even when I wasn't using it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd go in there, throw her up on a lift, change her tires, work on everything, and then just take off. And half time I'd be there about 3 hours or so, and they'd be like, "Yeah, $5."
Yeah,
So, but yeah, they had a really nice tire machine. They had a really nice balance, all that stuff. I got my old manual tire machine and a little bubble balance here at the house.
my father-in-law, he's got a tire machine that they use on the farm, but
Yeah.
half the time it's either messed up or something's going on over there.
Yeah.
Too much crap on it. I might forget it. I'll just take it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I got everything out here. I just got to get things done. I did a little video. I got my uncle's old pig farrowing houses where he had his baby pigs at. He passed away, and I got this whole big thing of farrowing houses made out of good plywood. I'm gonna take them down and try to build me a little garage.
Yeah, I'd like to add on to the front of this one, but the way this shop is, it's old. It's almost like it's like a, I guess you like a 3/4 moon, just about. It comes up and over.
Yeah,
So if it would have stopped at the picture, I could have added on easier. But
yeah,
I still got junk outside that been there for 20 years that I need to move. But
yeah.
every time I look for a backhoe or something, it's not around, and I'm not picking stuff up by hand.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad's got acres of junk out here that hasn't moved in 20 years. I tried to clean the place up, and he just brings more in.
Yeah.
Most of it's straight garbage.
Yeah, I got a bunch of spare farm parts off of planters and stuff sitting out in front of my shop.
Yeah.
And they got metal on this side over here. There, and like we just move all the scrap over that side and get it out of my way.
Yeah.
I'd actually put my car there and have room to work on it on the outside.
Yeah. Luckily, my boss has a backhoe, and he lives about a mile from me, so I can take that if I need.
Well, they got two backhoes, a big track hoe, a mini track hoe, a couple front end loaders, but never there.
Yeah. Yeah, Barrows, he got that little backhoe. It's not much. It's just a little tiny old thing, but man, it's sure handy.
Yeah,
Especially,
Sager.
thing will pick up a car, or you can load motors around with it, or whatever you want. I'm in Idaho, Hot Rod. Me and Barrows live about 4 miles apart.
I'm a long way from Idaho.
Yeah,
I'll fix my
I've
camera.
been all over the world, so I've seen about everywhere. I think about my least favorite state was Illinois. That's probably just because we had troubles there.
Turn my camera off for a minute so I can
Get her adjusted.
fix it.
Yeah, we went through Illinois and had a blowout on a car in the middle of the night. Well, it was on my trailer. So my AAA didn't cover it because I didn't have an RV policy. And I got out of the car, and there was this like giant wolf spider crawling across the ground. And we ended up waiting forever for this guy to get up and come take the tire off for us and take it in and fix it. And then it ended up costing us like almost $400. But
Yeah, that's where they get you on them service charges. You're going to pay it one way or another.
yeah, it was after hours. I think all he had to do is, I think my spare went flat. I think he just had to take it to his shop and blow it up or something. I don't remember, but it was like a $200 or something service fee for after hours or something. Like, that's great.
Yeah, Big Block 402, he lives about 5 miles on the road.
Yeah.
If my father-in-law ever gets his culvert put in, it separates us. So if you ever get the culvert put in, I could literally be at Big Block's house in about 2 minutes. Because it's a straight, from my driveway to his house is almost a straight line.
Nice. Yeah, it's like me and Barrows. You just hit the highway and go through town, and you're at his house.
Yeah, it's nice to live close to someone.
It's just fun.
Good friends, especially, which Big Block's the reason why I got on the YouTube stuff.
Yeah, I never knew Barrows growing up.
I've known Big Block for going on 17 or 18 years.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
we talked about last time? I think he said 7.
Yeah, me and Barrows, we're cousins, and we've lived next to each other pretty much most of our lives, and I never knew him.
Huh.
My family doesn't like go out and do stuff much.
I don't like going out either. I like staying home. I go to work, come home.
Yeah, I think my uncles and stuff, we went and seen them like for Christmas. That's all I ever seen them.
Yeah, I looked at Google Maps one time to see what's in Wyoming. There's nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like couple roads and nature.
Sagebrush. Yeah,
What?
we drove through there. My grandma passed away when I was stationed in Florida, and I come driving up, and we were checking the GPS and plotting out gas stations, and we're like pretty much on empty. And I pull up to this gas station, and it had been closed down. All the pumps were wrapped with plastic, and it was an adult toy store out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
We barely made it into the next gas station.
anything flammable in there that can pour?
So you got some high octane lube. We need something to get us a few miles. Oh, yeah, and then you might end up in a hole. Somebody trying to wear your skin or something down that country.
Street Fox, it was good meeting you too at No Name.
Yeah, I wish I'd have made it this year. I probably should have. I could have been Bear Rose's tag along.
Yeah, it was fun. Man, it's still new videos coming out every week. We still talking about it.
Yeah. Freaking Two Hacks is Thunderbird. I'm so jealous of that thing.
Oh yeah,
That thing is so awesome.
No Name was like, man, before you did what you did to that car, it's like not one of those cars that I particularly want. But after he worked his magic, it's like, yeah, I'll drive that every day.
Yeah, my dad was or Barrow's dad was telling me about my uncle Jim. He used to have a yellow Barracuda, and they used to do their our family reunion at Toffus Park Zoo and that. And he was doing burnouts all the way out of the parking lot in his Barracuda. He was a crazy one.
I used to do birthday burnouts every year on my birthday.
Yeah.
Out there and roast some tires. And I ain't did that in years.
Yeah.
I guess I haven't done that in almost 9 years. I've been married 9 years.
That's cool. I was married for 12, and then she just decided she wanted to leave. So I got out of the military, and she went back to Alaska.
Forget Alaska.
So expensive to live up there. Barrows keeps trying to talk me into buying the T-Bird down at the junkyard that has suicide doors in the back.
Oh yeah,
it's a neat one. Needs a lot of love though.
If I ever build another truck or anything, it'll have suicide doors on it. I really want to build a rat rod after the Aspen. All right, so I want to build a rat rod and a gasser, smash them together.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Barrow's good at that kind of stuff. He cranks out some pretty cool rats.
I've always wanted a rat rod and I've always wanted a gasser, so I figured find an old truck somewhere and
best of both worlds.
Make it happen.
Look, there's Dawn.
Hide your wallets from that man.
Hey, you're the one that made the bet, not me.
Yeah.
If I had a 20, you would have lost all of it.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't.
Well, granted, there was a red light involved, but you gave it to him, so that's all right. We'll do it again next year.
I'm from around Memphis, so it's always been Chase's race when I've raced. It's a hustle both ways.
Well, as long as it's fun getting there.
Oh, it was fun. I didn't care if I lost money. All right, I'm about to re-sign that.
I got a couple more in here. Saying I got you and Mopar Joe. He had commented about don't bet on me. It's not good money. And then you's like, give me who wants it? Who wants $20? So it's like, I'll take 3. It's all I got.
I decided after talking with a few people and thinking about it to go back to my original name. So
That's why I changed mine. I figured One-Eyed Cat was a better name than Don.
yeah, I was talking to Barrows at No Name about it, and motorsport that all the time, but when you see Leighton Weldon, that's kind of a catchier thing. And I talked to like 615 Customs and Robert's Garage and Big Block 402 and a bunch of other people. And it's like, yeah, just go with the original.
Representing Dallas here. He gave me this banner when we left on Sunday, and he's like, "Oh, you've been helpful." It's like, here, I got something for you. It's just, it's unique to me.
Yeah.
Actually, this banner is the one that hung. I was told it hung in Uncle Tony's office or the studio when him and Dallas did Wednesdays. And I got it. It's autographed by Dallas, John Wilbur, and Buff Del Campo.
Cool.
They were all live in front of this banner, so kind of unique.
They probably bought 500 of them and then auctioned them off.
Yeah, I don't care. I hung it up when we got back from No Name Nationals. It's been hanging there ever since. Keeps the cat out of the window.
Yeah.
You ever get all the undercoat scraped off?
I'm still scraping that shit.
I hate that.
I had a bunch of it today. It was around the trunk well and frame rails and between the quarter panel inners and my torch, and I ran out of torch. I need to get another thing of butane or propane, or because it's got one of those electric starts, and the electric start took a shit, so I got to light it with my lighter. So I'll set it down running, scraping, fucking wearing it. It's like, but it's looking so much nicer under there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That Mopar that Barrows has, you could knock all the undercoating off with a leaf blower. It just falls off.
I wish mine was that easy. This isn't. I don't think it was undercoating. I think it was straight tar.
Could be.
Some of it was thick. It was like, man, that's the only way to get it. So you just cook the shit out of it with a torch and scrape until it gets cold. And
yeah, that's a lot of work.
Well, there's a lot. It's an easy 20 plus pounds. I've been dumping it into one of those Christmas totes.
Yeah.
I want to weigh it when I'm all done. And it's getting fuller and fuller.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Up around the trunk well and this and that. From the rear wheels back, it's showing a lot of rust, like the trunk the trunk extensions and shit like that. But I got some rust encapsulator. I'm going to try and kill that. Hopefully, I can get white. Because I'm painting everything white underneath. It's like, man, I don't need a flashlight under here.
Yeah.
And I got a front end kit coming. That's in the mail, supposedly.
Nice.
So I'm going to say I blow the front end out from under this. Anybody got a ball joint socket? Smaller of the two. I've been trying to find one on Marketplace, but there ain't none.
Nah.
I'll end up with one. No big deal. $30.
Yeah.
It's like, I hear people commenting about just use a channel lock. I want to be able to put a cheater bar on this shit.
Yeah.
These screw-in ball joints. I know they're going to kick my ass. Guaranteed.
Oh yeah. I hate ball joints.
Well, these are screw-in.
Yeah.
But all my bushings and shit are shot. This car's just plain whipped. This No Name Nationals, it's got me psyched for next year. I've been jamming on this for 5 days a week. These
I
are nice.
wish I wish I'd have got in earlier. I'd have made it, but
There's the
Well,
super.
Well, this year we
Well,
was
this
going to
changed.
spectators only, but the way it turned out, it's like, man, I got something I can bring to the table.
yeah,
I'm just happy to make it to the other end. I don't need to win.
yeah. I mean, just go down there, run, hang out with everybody's the best
Right.
part.
You win the bracket just as easy as anyone else.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's the thing
This
about bracket. It's not
This
about what.
240,
It's not about how
245 here though. I don't know. I gotta find something a little more accommodating. But
Yeah.
it's like I'll
Look at
race you on the
318
mile.
real well. He did out very well in that van.
Yeah.
Well, just
I mean,
being
made it to
consistent.
the finals.
I know we got a guy that's down the road from us that me and Big Block known forever, and they made a channel and they're thinking about coming to No Name, but they're bringing bringing a big motor.
Yeah.
I know. I found a couple websites or YouTube channels that's look at them, and they got 600, 700, 800 channels, but they got nice equipment. It's like, hey man, you
Mhm.
ought to bring that down.
Yeah, you can look up Jay Long Time 20. And it's
Jay Long Time 20.
gonna be an orange dart with a big old Hemi in it.
Nice.
And if you got the slowest car, it's actually easier to bracket race. It's hard to bracket race the fastest car
I believe that.
Yep.
because that guy's way up there. He's about ready to cross the line before they even let you loose.
Yeah, there's a lot of catching up to do.
It plays with your head.
Yep.
Hey, but in bracket racing, like they used to have that. I guess they still got it, that $1 million bracket race.
Mhm.
But man, all you gotta do is have a consistent car.
Yeah.
Our machinist here, that's local here, he's in that.
Hmm.
Alden at Performance.
Oh yeah.
He holds records and stuff in the bracket races.
Yeah.
There's that
See,
buck fella.
I'd just be happy to.
Hey, hello, everybody.
Hey man,
I like your new logo on the car. Your new emblem, I mean.
Oh, that's not new. Talking
That's
about the
very-
buck? Are you talking about the buck?
First time I've noticed it, it was like the other day. I was like, pretty cool.
It was on down at No Name Nationals.
Well, I must have looked right over it.
oh yeah, Buck Skylark.
Yeah. It's been on a
Yeah.
while.
Been
Oh,
there.
it said Buick.
No, I took the I out of Buick and it spells buck.
Mhm.
Did you break it off or did you cut it off?
I used it. They're only plastic, so I just heated up one of my razor knives and
Give
just
it a
cut right
straight.
through it. But I'm looking for your socket. I've been listening to you guys all this time. And
You
I've
better-
got a socket that big, but it's got a heavy chamfer on the inside of it. It'll slip up.
I got
Yeah,
both
there's a
of them.
good one.
Is that an inch and 59/64?
I don't know. They're all, look at them. They're all dusty and
I don't care if they're dusty. I can compact that shit.
maybe let me try a stronger pair of glasses. Yeah, I'm getting old.
Super Goose.
It's not,
Watch
if it's a 4-sided socket, then
Oh, it did no. This is the ball joint socket for a Chrysler. I don't know if you could tell or not.
Yeah.
Can you see?
is it the smaller of the two?
This is the smaller of the two, and I'm trying to find the size.
It should be the inch and 59/64.
Don't
My
give you
dad
the
does
size.
that too. I hate using them because I hate doing those ball joints.
Yeah.
Right? They're
I don't
always
I don't have a choice.
Are the late 70s Dodges the same way? Please say no.
Yep, they're screw in, and
Well,
and somebody commenting about, oh, just use a good pair of channel locks.
Yeah, I've used other things, but what'd you say? Inch and
59/64.
oh man, I'm not counting the 59.
Well,
said-
So
that's
60,
the measurement.
64 would be 30. Oh, 60, 64ths. Right?
yeah.
I always
that
just
would
knew it
be-
as the big one
that
and the
would be-
little one.
Right.
It'd be just under
Right.
15/16.
Yes, that's what I got here. Or just over 15. No, just under 15/16. Right.
Yep.
And then
All
the
right.
other one is because these are snap-on sockets. I'll give you the snap-on number. You can go look it up. But if you wanted me to bring this up for you on the 9th, I can.
Oh, I'd
You
appreciate it.
You probably need
I mean-
it before that, though.
Well, it depends on if the weather holds out. I've been
And the
getting
other-
on this undercoating. I've been slamming that pretty hard, so I'm thinking a couple more days for that. I want
Well,
to
this
do
is
the rust and
The
caps
other one's
later.
2 1/8.
Yeah, the other one's it actually it measures 2 and 9/64.
Okay.
But yes, that's the bigger of the two.
Like,
Well-
why would they not just use a standard
Wait.
size?
My tape measure's not in 64ths, pal.
Well, usually the way they're rusted up, it don't matter. You just got to hammer them on and hope they don't pop off.
Yep.
Right. And these are 3/4 inch.
Drive.
Yeah.
I was thinking 3/4 drive. So that way I can put a bigger cheater bar on it.
I don't know if I have a 3/4 inch bar. I thought I used to. Let me see.
When
I
my
haven't
ball joints go, I just sell the car.
Ah,
They like how
That
they
white,
go. I'll just weld some stuff, use it, then clean it back off.
I sold one of our friends my white Ford pickup, and the ball joints were completely shot. They were like bouncing out, and the ball joint replacements were actually under the seat. I just never put them in.
I could have swore I had a 3/4 inch ratchet.
Oh, I got a 1/2 inch breaker bar. I'm willing to buy an adapter. That's no big deal.
Oh
Usually
yeah,
those,
Harbor Freight.
Usually those impact sockets will take quite the twist.
yeah.
Yeah, these are snap-on too. So if you break them, I'll get a new one.
Oh, just take them down to Sears. It'll be all right.
Yeah. Sears ain't gonna give you a snap-on. I'll look around. I got time.
Well, if you do, that'd be great. You know,
I should have the
There's
adapter
Wendy
too.
lady.
It's here it is right here.
No, how convenient.
It was on another socket. So that's from 1/2 inch to
Three quarter.
you're probably looking at $300 right here. You know that?
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Plus shipping.
I'll ship it. Yeah. Hey, well, I wanted to show Mike. I don't know if you can see it or not, but look at they even gave me the carrying tote for the carpenter.
Really?
Yeah, I'm wondering why they left the tote unless it was in pieces.
That makes me wonder what it looks like inside of there now.
I know, but do you see the hole?
Looks like a tire track.
Yeah,
Right next to that French sticker that says Fragile.
fragile. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Or fragile, I think it is, isn't it?
It's probably what the kid at the loading dock says. He's like, "What is Fragile?" Guess it's French.
Yeah, it's like French onion soup.
They used it as the wheel chalk.
You know, the rest of it don't look bad though. Oh, there's a hole on this side.
Hey, Buck, Wendy says when you come, bring candy.
Oh, I know. She
Oh,
wants some.
we got enough. We got enough candy, man. She's just propagating.
We need to get a bunch of Idaho Spud candy bars and send them up to everybody.
Yeah, we're all right. Yo, it's all right.
I'd be in for that.
They're pretty good.
Hello, Cheryl Elastra.
Going on, Cheryl.
Oh, there's the carburetor stud or air cleaner stud. I got I got a piece of cardboard stuck in the air or the vent tube.
How'd you manage that?
You look at the box.
As long as he doesn't,
okay.
I don't
as
know if
long
you
as
can
he
see
don't
it.
find the JB
here.
weld that we put in
Pulls
the
here,
boards.
pulls over
I
there.
got
was
it
gonna say.
in cupboard into that.
That was to cover up all the JB weld we put in the secondaries.
Yeah. Well,
Barrow's got to win this race.
I'll tell you what my plans are for this. I'm going to get this. Oh, I'm just going to go in there and clean it all up, put it all together, and throw it on the bucket. See if that's going to work any better than what I got on there. And then in the meantime, I'll order a kit for it.
You just put some ethanol in there and let it sit a couple months, and it'll be JB welded for you.
Yeah,
That one's a heck of a. That was a good looking carburetor.
yeah. It reminds me of me.
Yeah.
It was good looking until they didn't know it. I mean,
Hey, I got another engine stand. Just have to put them with a knife.
Oh yeah. The bridgey engine stand.
Yeah.
I always
Yeah, I got to do that too. Actually, I got to go up here and talk to little Bob. He has an engine stand he said I could borrow. It's like, if
Yeah.
I borrow it, it's going to be for a year or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, that's the way it works. It's like, at least it'll get it out of my garage.
yeah, buddy, I need to borrow an engine stand for a couple months and 6 months. Got it.
When I pull this motor and tranny, I don't want to just set it on the floor because then it'll just be in the way.
Yeah, I got 2 transmissions, 4 intakes, 5 intakes. Sitting on
Got it lined up against the wall.
4 of the intakes I got to build. They're aluminum ones for a big block 402's brother.
Yeah.
Amazing how much business come out of this No Name Nationals community.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, I got to get my TIG machine dialed in for headers because I got some headers to build for someone.
Nice.
Good luck on that. I hope it goes well for you.
Hope it goes better than this laser welder at work because this laser welder at work, man, it's driving me nuts.
I think it's the operator.
All them videos of people grabbing a laser weld and go to welding, they don't show you the days they spent trial and error to get those settings.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can imagine.
They just give me a $30,000 welder and say, "Here, figure it out."
Figured out.
Figure it out. As long as you're on the clock,
They're like, don't break it.
don't
Yeah.
break it. Yeah, right.
Don't break it.
Takes you 4 days to figure out how to go like this. Done.
Hey, Don, did you send me your contact information? Email it. I don't know if you got that request or not. Oh, Don's not here anymore.
He ran off.
Oh, he ran off. Okay.
He had to go check on something.
So speaking of laser welder, I've got it pretty well figured out now. I'm still working a little bit, but we had our monthly town hall meeting, as they call it. But since I've started there, no one can answer this question. What is a welder a top out? Because that's what I am. And the plant manager proceeds to tell me, he said, "I don't know." I said, "All right." I walked out the meeting. And so after the meeting, about 15 minutes, that was all. He said, "There's a small ember at the bottom of that fire burning, and you just threw a 5-gallon bucket of gas on it."
Yeah. I was just going to say, Leighton, you're making friends today, aren't you?
Yeah, they said when I threw my hands up, said, "Deuces," and walked out. He said everyone was watching me. He said that door shut. The arguing started.
Oh, good.
Another supervisor said, "Man, last time I did that, I got rode up." I said, "Well, I'm sure Pepe calls in the morning. What's talk to me? But I told you, we've been here like 10 minutes past your 30-minute mark, and I drank 2 sweet tea. That means I had to go.
There's Don.
Dawn,
Yeah, I was over here busy kicking the cat. I didn't want you to hear her screaming.
I just wanted to make sure you got that comment about leaving me or sending me an email with your contact info.
If you want, I can just post it here. I'm not worried about anybody sending me hate mail or anything.
Well, you could just go on my my page. You get my email,
All right, I can do that.
and then send me an email. I'll have your email and your phone number, and then I'll send you my address too. Address.
Yeah, yeah. I just looked. I thought I got your information at Carlisle, but
Oh, did you?
no, I
I don't
didn't.
think so.
You're not in my contacts, so
Okay.
all right. I'll check your email.
Yeah,
and I'll
It
send you.
don't have to be now. I mean, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, we got time.
Yeah, we got almost a month. Or yeah, we have.
It's kind of cool that you're headed up New York and you're just going to be 5 blocks from the house when you turn the corner out here.
Well, I like to go up that way too, but a lot of times I go up 81. You know, but I'll head up that way this time, just to help you out.
Oh, Ari, come on in, buddy.
Ari's back.
How's it going, man?
Who's that?
All right.
Ari's
Don't mind
ready
me.
to come up.
Pulling this apart. Can't wait.
Ari's got kinfolk about 45 minutes away from me. I think it's his mom, he said.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
45 minutes from me.
It's amazing in all this community how close some people really are. It's like, oh man, you're only 20 minutes up the road.
Yeah.
My
then
daughter's
other-
not too far from him.
That's like I'm going to Florida in December 1st of January. And NSB Custom Cars is about an hour from where I'm going to be at. So once we get down there, I'm going to head up that way and go see them.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, if I would have, well, I was in a hurry to get home, but Busted Radio Garage, I drove right by his place on the way home from No Name Nationals. Thought, man, I could have stopped right in. He was only 20 minutes away where I stopped for the hotel.
Yeah, it's almost like it makes you feel bad. It's like, oh man, we was that close.
Yeah.
Boy,
I was thinking of going back down to Tennessee in Thanksgiving time, and then I was going to come back up through, I think, up through Ohio into Pittsburgh, and I'm like, man, I'll probably go right by Jason's house too.
Yeah, he's close to Dayton.
Dayton, yeah. Oh yeah, okay, that's a little farther away. But somebody else was close to Columbus. I can't remember who it was.
Because when we went to Sykeston, we stopped at Jason's for supper.
Yeah.
And he ordered pizza, and we stopped right at dusk too, so it was perfect time of day.
Cool.
You know, it was right before dusk. We stopped. We had pizza. We visited for about an hour, and then we left. It was perfect. See, we didn't have that transition into dark.
Right.
It was cool. It worked out well.
that ride home seemed a lot longer than the ride there to No Name.
Yeah, I wasn't in a hurry to get home after it.
Well,
We
me,
stopped at my uncle's house for a day in Ohio. He's up by Cleveland.
me,
Stop.
Big Block, and Marcos, we traveled together just in case my truck broke down or Big Block's truck had something wrong with it.
Like
And,
a flat tire.
yeah, I had a flat tire at No Name, and I figured out what caused the flat tire. I walked by my truck. I looked at my good tire, or was good tire, and there's a roofing nail sticking out the tire.
Oh,
Hell,
roof.
I got that nail somewhere between the house and Sykes, and when I left guess I got it after I left the track because it was aired up when I left, and I got 2 miles down the road, and it run low and didn't notice it. All of a sudden, my tire just blew out the sidewall.
Wow. I think Buff got a flat tire too.
He had like 3 of them.
I know NSB had a couple of them. They had break.
And the car almost came off the trailer.
Yeah, and his car almost fell off.
Square body stuff almost caught it, literally.
Right in the grill.
Realized it until after I added Chad on Square Body stuff on Facebook. He's only like 3 hours from me, 3.5.
Yeah.
He's
But
a pretty cool guy.
If you ever travel down eastern Arkansas, you're going to be on I-55 most likely. And I'm 4 miles from the interstate, 4 or 5 miles.
I won't be traveling out that way anytime soon. Saying Sykeston is the farthest west I've ever been.
I think Tulsa, Oklahoma was no Houston. I guess Houston would be the furthest west. Houston, Tulsa.
I can't even remember all the places in the world I've been to.
When I
Where in
lived,
the world were you at?
Which world?
I said, where in the world were you at?
Everywhere.
He's like Johnny Cash.
There you go.
I've been everywhere.
going his house, his childhood home, is like 5 miles, 6 miles from the house. I keep saying I'm gonna go down there, but I keep forgetting.
You ought to do it. Do a video of it.
I need to
I
catch
went.
a tour so I can walk through.
Yeah, I went, and I went to Elvis's house too.
Well, yeah, I'm about 6 miles, 7 miles, 5, whatever it is, from Johnny Cash's childhood home, which is state's got it now, so they do the tour through and they did a little remodel on it and all that.
They got a cool one here that's an abandoned whorehouse. It was raided, and they left everything in there.
Oh, up in Worley?
I think so. They got like the stuff up, and you go in there, and they got like little Walkmans and stuff, and hair dryers and all this stuff laying around.
There's still cigarettes in the ashtray.
Yeah,
When the
You can
FBI
go-
busted them, they just boom, and
they like
everything
got
was
a
just
call,
right there.
and they were like, "Hey, the raid's coming," and like nobody even grabbed anything. They just shot out the doors. And
Funny
so now
thing
it's
is,
like
though,
a tourist attraction.
the FBI showed up for the sheriff, not for them,
Right?
but they just never went back.
Yeah.
Like it's
Well,
stopped in time.
Probably look better on the inside or on the outside than it did on the inside. There's the needle and seat is missing, and one of the jets is only laying in the bottom there.
Uh-oh.
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 You sent him the parts one.
You need another one? I'll send you another one.
I got
These are all those old carburetors that my dad had under the bench. So they were all core
In the
parts
trunk.
for him.
Are these ones from that were in the trunk?
Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate it though. You don't know until you get to dig in here. Once I saw a couple screws were loose, I thought, well, something's here.
this one's been on fire.
What's that?
I said this one's been on fire. It's like
That one's been legitimately on fire.
I got an Edelbrock, but it's in a lot better shape than that.
It was on fire too.
It got melted a little bit, not that bad.
I think everybody has a fire story.
Fords like to do it.
I know this
They like
Valiant
hot.
mine, the 440 Valiant. I guess at one time there was a coronet burn up next to it, and that like it cooked cooked the trim molding around the side glass, and the door handles literally melted, and boy, it did a number to the undercoating on the passenger side. It's like, man, this thing took a lot of heat. Didn't burn, but it took a lot of heat.
I'm not an Edelbrock guy by no means. I've always had a bad experience with Edelbrock, but my father-in-law had this Bob truck, whatever you want to call it. They put a brand new Holly on it. Something happened to it, and someone left the hood open with no breather on it for like 3 years. And in 2 of those years, I was a mechanic, so I never saw it. Then I went back to farm for a little bit, and I seen it. I was like, hey, look, this brand new.
That's awesome, Ari. 5-finger double pumper.
Yeah, I got to buy an intake, and depending on
Oh,
how
shit.
much money my wife makes, because she makes more money than I do somehow, someday.
It don't matter as long as somebody's making it.
Long as she gives me a little bit of money, I'll be all right. But I'm thinking about buying the Holly Terminator X because I'm planning on putting a turbo on this 318.
Oh, you're looking for a blow through?
So the Terminator X is fuel injected
Oh,
carburetor,
yeah.
so the tuning aspect would be a lot.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
man,
if you're going to turbo it.
they're just so freaking expensive.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
when you
getting
start
into some
putting
money
power adders on, it's best to go computer.
there.
No wires.
But
I'm
I
still running a points ignition. I don't want nothing to like.
That's why I stay naturally aspirated.
Yeah.
now if I went nitrous, it would be a wholly different story. But
No, you can get away without wiring nitrous. That's its own little shot.
I've always been a nitrous junkie. I've always loved it. Everyone who had it, then
Well, those whippets will get you in trouble.
I think
80 degrees in Los Angeles.
a little 318 would take a 150 shot.
Sure.
Sure.
318s are pretty tough.
I'm worried about that 727. I might have to holler at Tope Racing Transmissions.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's 80 degrees in LA right now because of that residual heat off of all those taillights on the 405 and the 15.
Sure as hell ain't 80 here. I can
Urban-
feel the cold
urban
coming
heat
through my
island.
floor.
Urban Heat Island.
It's in the the upper 50s, mid 50s right now, I think, and it feels great out here.
We're down to 49, and it's clear as a bell, man. The half moon's just brilliant.
Now, end of this month, December, January, and February, if I'm out here, you're going to see me freezing.
They make hoodies for that.
Yeah, I might be
Yeah.
propane heater.
Well, at least you're indoors.
We wear coats in the house here.
Yeah.
Supposed to get down in the teens tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I got 52 here.
My wife moved the air conditioner off the other night. 'Cause I had it on and for it to run all the time because I like it cold when I go to bed. She's
I
like,
think our high all week long is supposed to be like 35, 36 for the high,
For the high. Oh.
and windy as hell.
It's amazing how much different the weather can be across.
if you come to Arkansas, you wake up and it's freezing cold. About lunchtime, it's 85 degrees. Then the next night, it's 32. Then it'll be 75 the next day. And when winter hits, you'll have 80 degrees on Christmas. Then the next day, it's going to be 13 degrees.
Don't care for that much fluctuation.
Last
And
year,
then you get the ice storms.
yeah, I hate that. We get more ice than anything, and it sucks because out here, we are the last ones they think about.
Bella's trying to catch a mouse on my floor. Just ran across. She's been watching it for an hour.
I used to keep a big gun out in the shop for field rats because I'm around farmland.
Yeah.
I chased one like 3 hours one night. I was sitting there working on something. I was like, I'm gonna get this joker tonight.
It's that time of year they're coming into they're moving indoors.
Yeah, they're all coming in my trailer. I've probably got 20 of them in the last little bit.
Yeah. That's what they make mouse traps for.
Yep, my dog, she likes to eat them. She catches a lot outside. I'll go out where I put her out. There'll be dead mice all over.
Well, that's a good thing.
Oh, yeah, she's a good mouser.
We
Not
got
enough room for her to run around in my trailer, though.
I believe that.
That chicken coop really.
Yeah,
If you got a chicken coop on your property, you got
and
mice.
it's like right over from my trailer, like 40 feet. So they're everywhere.
Mm.
My dad's got a 5-gallon bucket set up in there, and they crawl up in there, and he'll kill them 20 or so at a time.
Yeah. Yep. That little flapper in the top.
Well, it's
Grab-
just a 5-gallon bucket. He doesn't have anything on it. They just go up and drop in it.
Yep.
That and a minnow net is about the best trap you can get. Put your little bread in a minnow trap. You'll have it clear full of mice in there. They can't get back out, so.
Well, Buck, we'll look tomorrow for another one for you, and we'll find a good one and send it out to you. I thought that one was a good one.
I'm sure we can find some parts.
I had the parts. You know, I don't have any Quadrajet stuff laying around anymore.
I got one that's pretty scuffed up on the outside, sitting on my workbench. It's probably all there.
I've got a lot of small block ones, but
Yeah, that 800.
But I could probably use this just with the other parts. You know, if it is, I'm going to look up the number. Did you look up the numbers, Landon?
I looked up what year and stuff that was.
Okay.
That's the 79 800 CFM.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Good then. I haven't had one of these apart in a long time. I didn't forget though. I had that many of them parted. It was like riding a bicycle. I knew exactly what screws to go after, and the rods and the accelerator pump arm. Take that out of there. All that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I could have just cleaned this up and threw it together, and probably the accelerator pump's pretty hard, but I probably could have just ran this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, if I'd have to go get a gasket though.
Yeah.
that's what they make cardboard boxes for.
Right?
Yeah. I thought about that too.
Well, no. Then again, nowadays you got to be careful about the cardboard box because that shit's turning cheap too.
Yeah, if you could find a pristine condition 1950s or 70s box, you'd be fine. that new cardboard don't seal as good. Ask me.
no.
I've seen cardboard nowadays where the shit's almost brittle. You can just punch a thumb through it. It's like,
Oh,
Jesus Christ, what are they? It's pretty sad when cardboard is generic.
I'm here.
I seen a video a couple weeks ago, and it made me realize how dumb some people are. They made an entire car out of cardboard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's an extent of recyclable stuff and reusing stuff, but you wrecking a cardboard car, there's a 12 chance you're gonna die.
What was it in the late 80s, mid to late 80s? Mercedes decided because the European League decided that so much of a car has to be biodegradable, and Mercedes decided, hey, let's do that to our wiring.
Wiring,
Yeah,
biodegradable wiring. I've
The
got that in my
late 80s
Giant out here.
Mercedes, if you touch the wiring on them now, they just turns to powder.
Is that why they have so much electrical problems?
Yep.
Yep, the coating just falls off, and they have shorts everywhere.
And it's Mercedes, so they ground everything.
Yep,
They
they
run
do
a
have
separate
1,000
wire.
grounds on them.
I always
Them
hate
and BMW.
Mercedes. You had to have the CAN bus crap on there, and you've got a computer for each sensor, so you've got to have
Mhm.
100 different plugins.
Not me.
They computerized the shocks.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mercedes sucks.
Computerize the shocks.
Yeah. The windshield. Right. If it,
Mhm.
I mean, hell, my 2002 Cadillac, when it started raining, the wipers would go.
By themselves.
That's why
Yep.
my wife's Suburban is.
Yeah.
Yeah, my boss has a Suburban like that, 22.
Mine's a 15, which sucks because 15 was the cutoff year for 3G to 5G.
Oh,
Fancy stuff. I don't have it anymore.
Fancy.
yeah.
Well, you ought to give it back.
I couldn't get my wipers to work if I tried.
Look, my dad's driver had the bushing out of the passenger wiper for about 6 months now. My truck don't have any wipers because the wipers are laying over here and the bushings are missing action. I was going to the road one night. It was pouring down rain. The wiper just quit. I hear the
Oh, man.
outside the truck. I was like, well, stuck my hand out the window and started doing the whole hand maneuver.
Maybe we should take up a collection for wipers.
It's Jeff from Two Hex Garage.
Hey, Jeff.
The super, the other superstar. We got Barrow.
I think he needs a cold start on that 521.
I have a
It's
video
the
coming
Mr.
out tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I got a video. I just had this shit day, so I just went out and beat the piss out of this car.
Hey, as long as you can release them frustrations, man, it don't matter how.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I destroyed it.
Well, if you feel bad for the car when you're done, it means you did a good job.
Oh, I felt bad for it.
Are going because
The drag radials are ruined. Pretty sure I broke a transmission mount, an engine mount. Pretty
Okay.
sure
another
the
transmission.
transmission burned again. I mean, whatever.
What you do is put a couple rods on each side coming out of the hood. If you see it come up so far, you know you it'd be like a
paint red lines on the windshield where the rod can go up to.
yeah.
Oh, I know it saw 7,000 RPMs a day too many times.
Ooh,
Woo.
Were you?
I hope you took video.
$7,000 on a stroke big block. Woo.
Yeah, I actually had the rev limiter set at 6,500, but I had upped it just playing around, and I forgot to set it back. Because when I bounced it off the rev limiter a couple times, I'm like, "Ooh, that sounds a little high."
I don't know what happened.
He gonna be looking like Jeff. You're gonna look like Big Block. I know
Yeah.
name.
Boy, don't skip a beat.
Where is power band on that? Do you know?
Man,
Or are you just swagging
it's
it?
just all torque. I mean, as long as its stall is 3,800-ish, somewhere in there, but it just keeps pulling, man. It
Yeah.
starts coming down after 63, 64. I'd say it really is happy from 45 to 65, like just screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's when your torque and your horsepower are coming together.
Your curve.
Yep.
You're right into that peak valley there.
His power when he hits the gas and lets off.
Well, what's funny is my transmission still isn't right. And
Oh.
today I was beating on it, and I didn't show the whole part of the video, but under full load, you'd snap it into, you'd bump it to go second gear, and it wouldn't engage. You had to let out and hit it again, and it finally engaged. And third gear was like wasn't even there. You had to really lay off of it.
It's like you got a feather
So-
into it. Like, come on, where you at?
Well,
Where you
before
at?
I broke it, exactly the first iteration of this transmission, you just kept your hammer and just bumped it. It was bam, bam, bam. But I heard it, then new clutch packs, and it's screwed.
Be interesting. Take a GoPro and stick it to the bottom of your front bumper, and turn it to the drivetrain, and go out and do a good
Yeah.
hard hit with it, and see what you can go back and see exactly what everything is doing underneath there.
I might do that tomorrow, Barrows.
Be neat.
Yeah, go out and pound on it some more, Jeff. It'll be all right. Make sure you record it this time.
Oh, I recorded enough of it today. Just made like a quick 1.5-minute video of just screwing around. But you're right, Barrows, because something's moving around. I can definitely feel it.
The
Mhm.
rubber motor
Definitely
mount's
feel
a
it.
big one.
Oh, you'll see it in the video how that thing is just moving.
You'll get it.
Yeah, it's coming apart this winter anyway, so we'll figure it out. And I'm just wondering what it's going to be like when I put those 488s in it instead of 430s.
You got a trans brake in that car, Jeff?
It will in spring. I'm getting a whole different transmission. It's completely something different than what's in it now, and it's going to have a trans brake, the blue clutches. I mean, it's just going to be what's considered full competition.
Does it come with a slingshot?
I'm gonna have a converter made for it. So I'm gonna probably upgrade axles again.
You got an extra seat cover?
You gotta snap the old.
It's 488s and a trans brake in that car. Might think
Coming up off the converter, probably leaving the convert, probably coming off of it 35, 3,800, somewhere in there.
Make sure you got an extra drive shaft handy.
And a pair of shorts.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Dry shaft loops are a lifesaver.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Might need the
I've got
rubber
2
seat
drive shaft
cover.
loops.
It's even better.
One each end. Wendy was asking me today, is that going to need seat belts?
Nah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Before I go turbo or nitrous on my car, it's going to have a roll cage, a transmission, and probably a plate in the floorboard where the bell housing is.
Yeah.
scatter shield.
Hey, well, I'm going to go.
You bring up a good point, Lee.
All right, nice seeing you, Buck.
Good seeing you, Buck.
Later, Buck.
Get in soon.
Yeah.
Kitchen blanket will be
Leighton, you bring up a good point, because like I was looking at cages and roll bars today, and I don't know what I should really go with.
with that much power. I'd go with 4K. The
Oh,
4K.
it can get sketchy. It can get sketchy quick.
I know some people don't like full cages for like getting in and out the vehicle, but you can modify that door bar some. And if you've got the to do it, you can get a door bar made to the contour of the seat.
And it's pretty much going to be a race car now. So
Yeah, pretty much. Full interior.
Full interior race car.
I had a 90 Mustang, and it had the worst. I mean, it was a good cage. Don't get me wrong, but it was built funny in a way. The A pillar bar come like 6 inches away from the A pillar and went straight down. Then your door bar was kind of awkward, so it was hard getting in and getting out. I should have kept that car.
How many times do people say I should have kept that car?
Right.
It
At
was
least 3 times a day.
I put the motor and transmission. And my son wanted a four wheeler at the time. And my buddy was like, "Hey, I'll trade you a four wheeler for that car." I was like, "Come get it."
Today was the first day. That car is like straight out of the hole. I got it set up where it launches straight. Today was the first day on a couple of hits. It did not launch straight. I know I got something going on there. Every time out of the hole, man, it was definitely all over the place.
What kind of tire do you got on that car?
Yeah.
Pro Track, little skinnies on front, and Mickey Thompson 275 60-15 drag radials out back.
Do you have an equalizer hose for your tires?
No, but I need to
And
make
you
one.
just run hose all the way around to both tires, and you hit them both,
Yeah.
so it'll equalize pressure.
Also, on your radials, you want the car, like when you're leaving, you want the car to kind of come up. Instead of, like slicks, you want it to squat. In a radio, you kind of want the car to
leap.
suspension a little bit. I guess you would say. You want the car to
Mine-
lift.
It depends how I preload it offline. If it's just dead stomp, it launches. But coming off the converter, it wants to squat it pretty hard. Yeah, I think my internet is a little crappy tonight.
Yeah, you're a little grainy.
We must have traded plug
Good word.
internet.
Can still hear you though.
Mine's usually
So I,
Yeah. Just in a tunnel.
yeah,
I need to clean out my phone because I know the speaker in it, the microphone is
All dirtied up.
dirty up because it stays in my pocket at work
Yeah.
most of the time.
Clear full of grinding dust, and yeah. My
I get hay
screen's
and
got
everything.
hits on it from when I tried to video a weld. Yeah, that's not a good idea with a phone.
Yeah.
Who's that?
no.
I did a little teaser video on the laser welding yesterday, and I got so busy today and get so aggravated I didn't even get a video today like I wanted to. But I kind of gotta hide my phone. Just plant manager comes around. My supervisor wouldn't care, but plant manager comes around and sees my phone recording. Because I can't even get a blueprint because they're afraid that someone's going to steal the drawings and sell them to someone else.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of market for that out there.
Like, yeah, someone's really going to just steal a roof door.
Yeah.
Well, all the competition out there.
You're selling secrets.
Yeah. Are you
Leading-
Russian, man?
leading-
Are you a Russian spy? He's selling our state secrets and all that shit. We're eyeballing you, Leighton, man.
He does kind of resemble Putin a little bit.
Uh,
You
Wow.
need to see him with your shirt off on a horse.
Yes, that's what I was picturing that. I was picturing that when he said Putin. Yep.
When my commander in Mountain Home, my squadron commander, looked just like Putin, and we put that picture up everywhere with his name under it. It's pretty awesome.
got a little cousin.
Looked just
Yeah.
like him sitting up there on the horse, and I'm like, oh man, somebody's
Yeah,
gonna get in
Feel the
trouble.
love on that exchange.
He's half Mexican, but he looks like Kim Jong Un or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Kim Jong Un.
Yeah.
Just
Jong-un, yeah.
will get
Yeah.
upset. I said, "What's up, Kim Jong?" or whatever I said.
Kim
Yeah.
Jong-un, something like that.
I was like, "What?" Just saying. But speaking of looking a lot, have you ever seen Trailer Park Boys?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
If I ever post this picture, when my laser goggles on, the first thing you're gonna say is bubbles.
I was just gonna say, is that bubbles?
Because I put these laser glasses on, I looked at my buddy, and I said, I look like Bubbles, don't I? He said, yeah. So I walk around and work saying, that's nice.
My military glasses, the big brown ones, everybody said I look like Bubbles wearing those.
So I go around quoting Bubbles all day at work, and that's just funny. I wish they'd let me bring stuff in to weld with the laser welder. Cause it's pretty cool. It's dangerous.
You
I had to
Get
do
a
a
bunch of
training, safety training course. I'm like, you know what? I need hazard pay.
You need the plant manager to come by and you got like a kitten trying to get it to jump through a hoop. Be training your cats at work.
Or you got a whole line of shopping carts.
They announced in the town hall meeting today that when our gas company gets caught up, our weld supply store, they're going to do a weld training course. So I made the joke of, what did I say? I said, they better bring a good welder and a good teacher. And my supervisor kind of looked at the corner, and the plant manager's looking at me like, shut up. We had some guys from Connecticut down today. So I probably embarrassed him when I asked him how much welder A pay was, and he said, I don't know, and I walked out. So tomorrow morning's meeting might be a little fun. They shouldn't allow me to ask questions.
Give you a muzzle. You can attend but can't talk.
Hey,
Right?
every time they come down, they will pull people out of every other spot in that plant except for our cell. Because our cell, we don't give a crap. We're going to say what's on our mind. And we had a review from the survey. They asked me, do you feel comfortable saying what you need to say without consequences or being in fear of consequences? I said, in the last year, have you known me to hold back anything that I said that I wanted to say? No. I said, I'm going to say whatever I want to. And if you get butthurt about it, quit being a snowflake.
There's always that guy.
I call people snowflakes all the time.
I do too.
Well, because a lot of people are. They're
Yeah.
trying to blow smoke up everybody, but they're afraid to tell the way it is.
Like
Well, the
yesterday.
snowflake generation isn't really they're getting offended and hurt. They just use that to silence the people they disagree with. They just,
just
they have
don't
no
care.
way to debate it.
Silence till the day we die. Like a guy at work yesterday, he wore a shirt that said, I'm not always a blank head. I don't know what Landon wants on here, but I'm not always a blank head. But then again, you can go screw yourself. But it had other words on it, like a shirt, and said, "Take that off." I said,
Really?
I'm going to order me one that says the same thing.
That's a free speech thing. That's just that's
Right?
humorous. People don't have a joke anymore. Or
Oh, we had a Halloween costume party. I didn't wear nothing, but
naked boy.
Oh.
I was.
He's in there slinging it.
No, I have a very dark sense of humor that should probably not say some stuff. I was saying some stuff. It was funny to me and a few people, but some people didn't know about stuff like that. I was like, I don't believe in the whole, all that superstitious. You're joking about this, it's going to happen to you. I'm like, whatever. So I had my hoodie on. I'm not covered up. It's like, what are you dressed up as? I said, bullied teenager in high school. It's like, oh, you're so wrong. I said, I'm just saying.
Nowadays,
I'm gonna
it's
get
about
some
right.
work shirts. I'm gonna order a couple of these shirts that say I work harder than an ugly stripper. Wear 'em.
You can only wear it if it's true though.
Oh, okay.
This guy right here is exactly what I'm talking about. That's stuff that I say at work. And don't grab a trash can at work on Halloween and say, "Where's my pressure cooker?" Then walk around with a Boston accent. That's horrible. I shouldn't have joked like that, but someone mentioned it, and I took it to their because
I
that was
get pretty out there too.
that was a sad situation. I hate it for people that was involved. Shouldn't joke like that, but like I said, I have
I
a
think you
dark
should be able to joke around. I think you should be able to joke around about anything you want as long as it's in context.
Right?
Because I have
yeah.
a really sick, dark, twisted sense.
See, Jeff, I need to make a separate channel for my dark humor.
Yeah.
I don't lose this one, and just do private lives to subscribers only. But then again, I gotta stay with my man Destroyer.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
For your sake,
His meme show. Woo.
most of my comments to myself because we have gotten trouble. But like, I told a preacher man the other day at work.
I told the preacher.
I said, "Hey man, so what's going on?" I said, "Do you know what Jesus couldn't eat M&Ms?" He said, "Why?" I said, "Because he had holes in his hands."
Oh wow!
I'm sorry,
Okay,
Lance.
hey, Leighton. I went to a private school for 10. I went to a private school for 10 years, right? And I have a sick, dark sense of humor. And I remember I had one of the pastors there was a super nice guy. And every once in a while I'd meet him. I don't drink anymore, but I used to meet him for a few beers and watching a baseball game. The guy was really awesome to talk to about politics, history, all that, but we never talked religion. And one day he's just like, "Do you know any religious jokes?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, who doesn't, you know?"
Who doesn't?
And yeah, well,
Pope Rabbi
he
and a
meant like, well, he meant like jokes like that, or like clean ones, or like cliche jokes. And I told him an absolutely horrendous joke. Like, I'm not even going to say it on here. It's not my channel, but it was bad. And his eyes got massive, and he goes, "That is one of the most offensive things I've ever heard, but I can't help but laugh." It was so bad. And I'm like, "Oh, I thought you meant like you said joke."
Hey, if you're asking about jokes, there's different tiers, man. You can go all the way to offensive.
I watched
This
Little
was
Johnny
like
jokes all day.
the little Johnny ones are great, especially the ice cream cone
Little Johnny
one.
Literally, the one guy, he's got his little kid Dommy that tells him.
You ever been to Cherry Hill?
Mm.
You ain't heard the Cherry Hill joke?
Mm-mm.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like, all right. Boy walks
Open the door, man.
Teacher asked him where you been. He said, "I've been on Cherry Hill." So I'll go sit down. About 10 minutes later, another boy comes in. She said, "Where have you been?" "I've been on Cherry Hill." She said, "Go sit down." This girl walks in. She said, "Let me guess. You been on Cherry Hill?" She said, "No, I am Cherry Hill."
I am Cherry Hill. That's right.
I seen that one coming right off.
Mhm.
Oh, man.
That reminds me of a Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
Back
Well-
in the day, running through the flower fields, getting to school, one room
Yeah.
house.
You know that Michael Landon was Barrows' cousin, right?
Yep, fully related.
Really?
Off with the jokes because
Two of them.
I'm gonna get.
Two.
Michael Landon. I like he played in what was that? Highway to Heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
Michael Landon.
Do what?
The Leighton Freeman. Hey, did you hear about the blind guy that fell in the well?
No.
You know
Oh,
why he fell in the well?
coming?
Because he couldn't see that well.
Because he couldn't see that.
Couldn't see that well.
Boo.
The one where the blind guy
Oh,
standing there and the dog walks over and pisses
Oh,
on
you
him.
need to turn around, Jeff. That was lame, man.
No, that
I
was
like
good.
your pudding joke. That was classic.
oh.
I'm still
The
laughing
Bill-
on that
Okay, so I will say that one on here. Destroyer 13 had his meme show going on, and Bill Cosby came up.
The Cosby
And
sauce.
something, yeah, and I said, yeah, well, Bill Cosby likes putting his dick where it don't belong.
It don't belong. Well, it's truth. You weren't lying. Yeah, America's dad. Who'd have thought?
So anytime I hear people talking about sports at work, I twist this joke on every team. I said, like, they was talking Alabama one day. I said, hey, you know how you circumcise an Alabama fan?
Kick
Ow.
his sister in the jaw.
Kick his sister in the jaw.
Husband,
Lost it. So I do that to
She makes her appearance.
because I don't want on stuff like that. I'm strictly Cars and Ellen and Peppa Pig. I got two boys, but if you haven't seen my Twisted Bacon video, and you know who Peppa Pig is from Kids,
Mhm.
Who doesn't know who Peppa is?
go watch the Twisted Bacon video
So
because people.
speaking
Wow.
of pigs, I used to raise pigs, right, and chickens. The chickens were at my house where I lived, and my kids would help me take care of them. But I never let my kids around raising pigs, especially when they were small, because they get attached like a pet, you know. And one
Yes.
year, my daughter was super young and would go with me, and then put two and two together after they were gone, and she was eating pork chops. She didn't like
Yeah.
that.
We had pigs growing up, but we know that was part of the program.
So I was telling my kids one night, they asked where chicken come from. Chicken eggs come from chickens, and they said, "Well, what are hot dogs made of?" I said, nobody knows.
Nobody knows. It's all the awesome parts.
Yeah.
It's a tube steak. That's what you gotta call it.
Nuggets. All it is a pink matter that they fry, and then they feed it to us.
Hey, Leighton.
Yeah.
Do you know what you call? Do you know what you call a guy with no body and just has a nose?
What?
Nobody knows.
Wow.
Oh,
So I've got one about Halloween. We were painting pumpkins, right? So I look at my wife and say, "Hey, can I paint you like a pumpkin? Smash it?" She said no.
Said no. Was it verbal or just a
She gave me that look.
no?
Why did I marry this guy?
Because Michael, you're all right. You seem to be hacking over there, man.
Yeah, I'm dying slowly.
I'm dying slowly. All right, as long as you're good, you know.
Most people tell me to go die quietly, but
Yeah, or
There ain't no fun
you
in
can
that.
take whatever ways you want, you know. Everybody's climbing the top of the ladder.
As long as you're making
You know,
noise over
we
there,
were- we
you're
were-
all right.
you know I'm here. I'm alive, right?
That's right.
You ever hear the one about the blind guy? He's standing there and his seeing eye dog pisses on his leg, and he reaches in his pocket and he grabs a treat and he's giving the dog a treat, and the lady goes, "Man, you really shouldn't reward him for that." And he said, "Well, I'm blind. I got to find his mouth so I can kick him in the ass."
Oh, that I like. That was good. Gotta find his mouth so I can kick him in the ass.
Do you remember Hee
So
Haw?
the HR.
Hee haw.
Uh,
That was Saturdays at 7.
To this day, the joke I remember as a kid was how is a picket fence and a mini skirt the same? They both protect the property and don't obstruct the view.
There you go. That's about right. That's
I
about
tried
right.
to make that kind of like that my senior quote in high school. It was like a dress is like a barbed wire fence. Same thing. They said no.
Said no.
Very Mormon school.
So the HR asked me on Halloween what I was going to dress up as costume party at lunch. I said, I've already got my costume on. She said, what? I said, an underpaid employee.
Underpaid employee. Just tape a pay stub to your chest.
No, that might make other people mad. I can't do that.
Like what's your costume? I'm screwed.
I was thinking about that, Jeff, and the funniest one I heard on Hee Haw was the Sultan over in Saudi. His oil refinery catches fire and it's burning up big time, and he's watching all those millions of dollars going up into smoke. So he calls up Stu Redmond, the top oil fighter, and says, "Oh, what would you charge me to come over here and put this fire out?" And Stu says, "Well, that's a pretty good size one. That'd be about $5 million." He says, "Whoa, that's a whole lot of money." So he calls up Billy Bob's firefighter service from Arkansas and says, "Well, what would you guys charge?" And he said, "Oh, we could do that for about $550." He says, $550, job's yours. So they're sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. Pretty soon they see this pickup truck come flying up over the sand dunes, and it's just hauling butt over, and he just crashes right into the middle of that fire. 5 guys jump out of the bed of that truck, and they're all on fire, and they're beating the flame out and beating the flame out. The fire goes out. And they come over there all burnt to a crisp to the Sultan, and the Sultan gives them the money and says, "Wow, you guys really did a good job there. What are you going to do with all that money?" He looks at him and says, "Well, first thing we're going to do is put the brakes on that damn truck."
Well, I used to watch Rowan and Martin's Laughing all the time too. They had some good
Oh
ones.
yeah.
Oh, that was a good one, Barry Rose. I got to use that tomorrow. That's went totally opposite of where I thought it was going. See,
So,
I was listening to this live. Said I'm not going to join because I need to get work done in the shop, and here I am.
then you felt bad because I was up here alone.
Yeah, man, he's going live, and I try to catch everyone's live. I said I'm gonna have to jump in or attempt to because I do it for everyone else. jumping.
It's no fun being up here alone.
I
I heard
point where I've got to talk to someone where I get bored and I get back out in the shop and nothing gets done. So I got a good enough dent put in it tonight, I think. Plus, I can't find my tape measure, so how's that a stopping point?
I heard a good one the other day. Not too dirty. A lot of jokes I hear are horrible, but little Johnny
Yeah, me
and his
too.
family was gonna go over to the neighbor's house for dinner, and they just had a new baby, so they were gonna go over and see it. And his dad come over and he says, "Johnny, I just want you to know the neighbor's really self-conscious because their baby was born without ears." And he says, "So if you say anything about the baby's ears," he said, "I'm gonna kick your ass." And they go over there and he comes out with the baby and he says, "Man, that baby sure has cute little feet." He says, "Yeah, yeah, it has cute little hands too. Oh yeah, it has really beautiful eyes. Can he see good?" And they said, "Yeah, the doctor said he has 20/20 vision." He said, "Good, because if he needed glasses, he'd be fucked."
I knew where one was going.
It'd be fucked. That's brilliant. Glasses, you'd be fucked.
That's kind of like the joke I tell every year at work. When someone asks, and it's the stupidest office question anybody would ever ask. Everyone asks, "Oh, what'd you get your wife, girlfriend for Christmas this year?" The answer is easy: slippers and a dildo. If she don't like the slippers, she can go fuck herself. That one got me pulled into HR.
Hey,
Really?
it's a joke when the HR
Wow.
wants to
Oh
private.
yeah.
I did that.
What's that?
I did a joke at work on a buddy of mine. He didn't have my cell phone number, so I texted him. So this is so and so from corporate. We got you on camera doing this, this, and this.
Oh,
Dude, I don't know what they're talking about.
strike 1, 2, and 3 all at once.
So I kept it. He went to the HR and I texted him. I said, "Hey, it's Robert. Don't go to HR. Too late. She's calling my phone." I ignored it. My voicemail has my name in it.
Mm.
She says, "Go tell Robert to come here." I had to do the walk of shame. I walked in the HR's office looking down because I didn't want to look up. She pointed at me and said, "Don't you ever do that again." She said, "Not again." So I've had to keep my head down a little bit on the pranks at work.
Well, nowadays, yeah, you got to keep it. Oh, I know. Well,
See, I
HR can be a cocksucker nowadays.
My HR is awesome.
I mean,
It got to the point where my supervisor believed it. Another supervisor read the text message and believed it. She believed it. And they was trying to figure it out. And she calls me. She's like, "It had to be you, didn't it?"
I mean, that was years ago when I said that. Our company's gotten much more strict, but I remember going into HR and they were like, "You know what you're in here for?" And I'm like, "Could be a multitude of anything, not gonna lie." And they said it was an off-color joke that you told. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, And
A little more specific.
they kept on bringing it up. I said, I don't know. Like, I knew exactly what it was. So I'm like, you're going to have to tell me the joke then. And the person's reading this piece of paper. I tell you what, let me read that. Like, no. I'm like, well, then tell me what the joke was. This person couldn't say it with a straight face. It starts laughing. And so, like, I kind of knew I wasn't going to be in trouble, but it was just like, I just wanted to hear this person fucking say that joke.
That's skirting the line.
Yeah.
I always had drill sergeants try to intimidate me in basic training and that. And yeah, I'm not the kind of guy you want to get in their face and just start going off on.
Well, in basics they can get away with a lot, but there is a
Yeah.
line to cross.
Oh yeah, they push it.
Oh, I know. Saying I was in National Guards. I went to Fort Benning in
Yeah.
85. It was at end of the year, beginning of the year, because I remember we went in. It was too hot to train during the day, so we trained at night, and then it transitioned into like January, February, because it was like 3.5 months. And by the end of basics, it was our canteens was freezing. We was training inside. But
I went in Texas and we about froze. We got snow and
froze in
below freezing.
Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, it snowed while I was at Warrior Week sleeping in the tent.
We did that. Well, I remember a couple times we bivouacked up the road here about 30 miles. It turned into we did a bivouac for a drill weekend, and it turned into the biggest party in the woods. The people that had mortars, they had Jeeps. It was like, we was playing poker, all this. And it was a moonlit night. You didn't need flashlights. It was like, it might as well be daytime, and we're getting paid for this shit.
Yeah.
It just turned into a blast. It was because it's like this No Name National community. It's a different crowd. Back then, it was people, because we went out here to Penn Street was the Armory. We'd see each other once a month. It was like, hey man, hey, driving privileges, okay, stop and grab a case of Michelob on the way to the Gap, which is 100 miles down the road. Is Fort Indiantown Gap. And we do out of weekend drills. My buddy Mike had driving privileges, and I was his driver, so I always had a ride. Fucking Jeeps, man. Deuce and a half. Kiss my ass.
I love my first base. We partied all the time. I think every night after work we bought a case of 40s of Mickey's.
Mickey Big Mouth.
Yeah. We'd just go up on the roof of the dorm and we'd freaking just sit there and pound 40s and throw them off the roof at people.
Well, they don't call them Big Mouths for nothing.
We play Edward 40 hands.
Never heard that.
So you duct tape them to your hands and then somebody opens them and you can't take them off till they're both empty.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Challenge accepted.
we
Hope it's a warm summer night.
You hope you don't
We
have
used
to
to do
pee or
shit
you have a really close friend.
Wow. Hope you got a good friend close by.
We used to do shit beer night where everyone had to bring just the nastiest beer they could find from the liquor store or whatever. I never got hangovers, but that night when we do that, holy crap! I mean, it was King Cobra, Colt 45, Steel Reserve, Iron City, just pounding that crap.
Oh, bucket of rocks. Who likes a bucket of rocks? Rolling Rock.
Oh, Rolling Rock.
Oh,
I got a galvanized pail over here. It's for a bucket of rocks. It fits about
Nice.
six in ice. It's just enough to, it's a great happy hour.
I always drank Guinness and we did Irish car bombs all the time.
Never gone that far.
I haven't had anything to drink since No Name.
I haven't drank in 6
I've
years.
drank.
I don't know. I drink
Over
about
5
once a
for me.
week. I drink about once a week, and tonight's it.
Yeah.
Well, the weekend.
When I drank the beer I drank Coors Light and Yingling. But if it was hard alcohol, it was Tennessee Honey Whiskey or straight Jägermeister.
Yeah. Jaeger's awesome.
Jaeger.
Do Jaeger bombs.
Nobody
I
can
drank,
Jaeger.
I drank that shit straight warm, and I loved it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The
Did
weekend.
you ever have those Bud Light, those lime margaritas? That might have been a couple years ago now. but they had like a little 7-ounce limerita. Man, you
Yeah.
can drink that shit at 90 degrees. It didn't need chilled.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, it's like about 3 swallows. Why quit?
The weekend before No Name, we was at my wife's boss house cooking, drinking, and I ended up passing out drunk in their backyard.
Imagine that.
Ended up throwing up in their backyard.
Oh man.
Then I said, when I got the No Name, I said, I'm not drinking nothing. And Blake's like, hey, you don't want a beer? I'm like, sure. Might as well. But then I had to quit drinking because I had my vasectomy done. And that's pretty much over with now. So I'm like, yeah, getting close to beer 30 sometime soon.
I'm saying my wife got fixed years ago. I don't need a vasectomy. If I want kicked in the balls, I'll just argue with her. No, she's a good woman. I don't even know she's here, but she might be listening in the background. No, I got me a good woman. So if I
You guys are ever up late?
it's my own fault.
Yeah. You guys ever up late? Check out Paranormal Slumber Party. They do a pretty cool show in there. They got little scary movie clips and everybody chatting. It's pretty fun.
I never cared for the horror side of things. That's just the way it is. Like usually on a normal night it's 11:30. Because I like the 11 o'clock news, but I like it recorded so I can zip through the commercials.
Yeah.
So I'll go upstairs and we'll watch the news and maybe catch the end of something on. She likes what was it? Not Crime Scene Investigator, but there's a SVU. Chicago Fire. It's like fuck that Chicago Fire. You can't tell that's so much bullshit. These fire trucks are 30 years old. I'm going to send them into a 4-story inferno. You've got.
So none of the people on that show, like even the extras, are firemen. Like none of them. But firemen trained those characters on that show, and it was some of the fire union wouldn't allow it.
Background.
But a friend of mine is a Chicago fireman, and he was one of the guys that helped train on that show. And he told me what an absolute joke it is, and how like nothing is even remotely like what it is in Chicago.
Yeah.
Well, when they're yakking in the firehouse, that part I believe.
Yeah.
But
Just sitting around shooting
the bells go off.
Shooting the breeze.
Well, they're trying to make a show. I give them that, but there's so much bullshit on the actual, because most people don't know what happens in a fire department. It's like, it's like catch on fire. You call them guys.
Ours burnt down, so
I remember years ago I worked at a veneer mill over here, and they had their silo that fed the boilers was wood chips because it was a byproduct because we cut logs and all the scraps, and we had a silo fire, and I'd always said if that place ever caught on fire I was going to show up with a 6-pack and a lawn chair. And I did, man. We rolled over there. I opened the van door, chair, and a 6-pack. The tanker was there so long they had to call in the diesel truck to refuel it. They just kept pouring water in the silo and just came down through and it put the fire out.
Yeah.
We had a small electrical fire yesterday at work.
Oh, electrical gets hot.
Yeah, I say it was small. It burned a electrical box up. But the maintenance man, they got fired for.
Usually that happens nowadays.
He got fired like 2 weeks ago over what it led up to. He got suspended twice in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Over pranks and joking around.
Well, you think he would have learned after the first one.
So they was looking for a reason to fire him, and he got on a lift without his harness on, and they fired him right then and there.
Oh yeah, they were eyeballing him. I know how that plays. That's what happened to me down here where I was at Wire Rope. I used to make winch. One of our products was rester cable for aircraft carriers.
But
That's
he told one of the guys in that cell, he said, that box just needs vent holes in it. That's why it's getting hot. It needs to breathe. I'm like, no. Electrical boxes don't need vent holes. So, something's wrong when it's getting hot.
Leighton, you're breaking up just a little bit. That's what I heard anyway.
My signal must be getting bad.
Yeah. Aliens are coming, or the government's watching you.
Part of the government, there's like this individual right here is messed up in the head.
Well, you got 37 people watching. 38 now.
Yeah.
Doing good, man. These lives are turning into a thing.
Had 40 or so sometimes.
I like it.
Nah, actually, this worked out. Granted, it's getting a little late for me. Midnight. Ooh, it's now tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
It's 11 o'clock here. I ain't gonna.
Oh, I just watched the microwave switch over to 12 o'clock a.m. Which is, I don't care. I gotta be upstairs watching bullshit TV anyway, so I'd rather be here with you guys.
Yak with the family.
It just makes it greater for when No Name comes. We're all even more grouped together.
Oh. Wow, that's why I've been working on this diet, man. It's like I wanna bring it. I want to bring my piece to the table.
Yeah.
I'm bringing mine, whether it's in pieces or it's running.
Actually, I'm thinking about if I just leave the gears that are in it. 245 gear. Hi, honey. That's my lovely wife Wendy.
You in trouble? You in trouble?
Oh no, I don't get in trouble much, and if I do, it's usually my fault.
At least
But
hopefully she won't yell at you in front of everybody.
Okay.
She wouldn't do that. I hope.
What?
Yell at me in front of everybody.
No, I wouldn't.
She might call out some. She might call out bullshit. but she
Chicago
wouldn't yell.
Fire and that.
Say again.
Chicago Fire. You know, like
Oh, Chicago Fire. Yes.
they were doing a scene a couple weeks ago, and on the studio, and this place caught on fire, and they thought this guy was a real fireman, and they were helping him out. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No.
I did.
Well, I know it. You play that in the background while you're up there, while you doing your thing.
But they thought that dude was a real fireman.
I know, it's
Really
like
wasn't.
It's like getting pulled over by a
He,
fake cop.
he saved people. That was like
Okay.
3 weeks ago or so.
I don't know. Is it? Was it an old show? Oh, here comes the cat.
No, it wasn't an old show.
Oh shit.
About
Let
to
me
get
introduce
smothered.
yourself.
There's his one eye.
That's your one eye. I got two.
Look at that
But
Dumb and Dumber.
I figured
like-
that would make a better channel name than Don English.
Yeah.
No, the one, the Don.
You
The
see
Dumb-
that
nah,
new
there's
Dumb
other
and Dumber
Dons.
one? Yeah, that new Dumb and Dumber movie where he's like, "That's my cat Butthole." He's like, "Why'd you name him that?" And he turns him. He's like, "Oh."
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Well, I simplified mine.
11.
This sucks though, because I'll be outside all day. I'll be in and out, and she's up my ass. It got warm today. It was beautiful weather. I had pants on, work pants, a heavy knit or a t-shirt. Goddamn cat, Jesus Christ! Go away.
Jeff, why don't I'll deliver it to you?
Yeah, free delivery.
Well, I'm gonna jump off here. It's 11:03.
Okay, good to see you, buddy. Thanks
Tell
for coming.
All right, hey, it was great talking with you, man.
Thanks for having me on, Landon. Yep.
Well, we got next year, and I got Mopar Joe's autograph.
I'll have to get you a Michael Landon dollar.
No, because the ironic part was I talked to Joe before that, and I was like, "Oh, my money's on you, Joe." And he's like, "Oh, don't put it on me." And then Leighton's up there. Hey, I got 20 on this. I forget who was up there. It sucked, but I forget. And it's like, I got $3. That's what I had in my pocket. It's like I got 3 of that 20. He's like, "You're on." Joe lost it at the light, but I think he red lighted that run, but he run him down. He had him.
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, I'll give it to you." It's just like, screw the light. He had him. He beat him. You know, fair, it depends on what you call fair. If you want to
Jeff,
run
you want that cat?
no, Wendy. I'm stuck with the cat until I got to dig a hole.
I was thinking of the granddaughter.
I got a really mean.
As a gift. I'll even pay for gas.
My cat's vicious.
Well, this one's fixed too.
No,
This one
vicious.
just-
Mine's mean. Mean.
Well, this one's mean too.
Well, she does that. If I
She,
walk by and just pet her on the way through, she'll swat at me. She'll throw me the hook. You know, all they need is one nail to get your attention.
Yep.
I'll drop her off, Jeff, if you want to.
Oh man!
Oh, no. No,
It's like
no,
this.
I don't want the one I've got.
Well, give me your address.
Yeah,
I'll
bring
just-
her to Sykes. Bring her to Sykes and she'll be a trap cat.
You guys
There
can
you go.
race, and whoever
I
loses
wanted
takes
to
it
take
home.
her to Sison.
Yeah, there you go. I'll run you. We'll run on bracket, and if you lose, you got to take my cat, and I'll take yours.
Oh,
Till
yeah,
next
that'd be a trophy.
Yeah, trophy thing.
Just pass the cat around every year.
Well, anyone that wins this is definitely going to know it's a trophy. Nah,
Well, I can tell you, you'd probably kill me down at bracket because my car is so unpredictable how it's going to go right out of the hole.
oh, I don't know what this one is either. All I've done is go out here, turn the corner, and rip it until it's like, hey, I got it into second gear that time. You know,
There you go.
big motor, little car. But it needs some love, and I'm giving it to it. I want
better.
to. I want to pull the motor. I want to do flip the pistons around and port the heads a little bit, and give it a little, clean the nostrils a little bit. Just I'd love to put a cam in it, just enough cam that it's got a cam in it. I don't want 500 horse. I just something not normal, that's the car. It's abnormal.
Yeah, just give it a little boost.
Well,
I think they ought to do next year, like the Power Wheels thing for the kids and run down the track.
That'd be a blast.
It would. I drive one. Just put 24.
If they do that, Wendy, I'll get you a Power Wheels and you can run it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure I can find one before you can.
Yeah, yes, I'm sure you could. You could probably find 3 or 4 or 5 of them, and they'd give them to you.
Yeah, it'll probably be in my backyard next
Like,
year.
hey, look, it's a 64-volt Power Wheels.
Yeah, just put a
More battery.
higher battery in it.
That's if you can find a good one nowadays.
Oh, you can hook them up just like
Series.
what do you call them? Batteries for Your lawnmowers, riding lawnmowers.
No clue. Don't have electric lawnmower.
Not electric. I'm talking,
The little lawnmower batteries.
yeah, like 12 volt or 24 volt.
No, I don't know. I don't do electrical very well.
Well, I'm gonna
Well-
hop off. I need to go to bed. I'm tired.
Yeah,
Awesome.
understandable, Jeff. It's getting late for today, Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday. Now
Yeah,
Thursday.
It's going
it's
in
Wednesday.
Thursday.
I keep on thinking it's Thursday.
No.
I'm gonna go to
Say
bed,
this-
work tomorrow, and go beat the shit out of that car again tomorrow.
Well, if you do, take video. I want to watch.
I will. I
Yeah, it
will.
was good to see you, brother. Thanks for tuning in.
See y'all later.
Can you put it underneath like the driver's front door, back towards the back axle, and catch that view there? Oh, I don't know.
Just get about like 6 of them and just put them everywhere.
Put them everywhere. Yeah. Who was
Watch
it?
it all.
Somebody put out a video today of the burnout contest, and they had the best view out of about every car. It's like, man, they had just the right amount of background music, and you could still hear the commentary and
Yes, it was. It
like
was.
this.
nice.
Like, man, this is a well put together video.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
he's
probably
like-
what it's
I
been.
know
a
there was-
month late,
he
but
said
it
that-
was.
I know there was a lot put out for No Name Nationals. He's like, but I got to put this out.
No, it was a nice piece. It was well done. It was I'd almost watch it again. Well, most of them. Granted, you watch the burnout contest about 12 times now or more,
Yeah.
but different views give you different perspectives.
Right.
Oh yeah, it might look like crap from one angle, and then you see another angle. You're like, "Wow, you really
I
did good."
remember when the it was a dirty hippie that was in a crew cab. Oh yeah, it's a. Oh yeah, and the Motley Crew cab. Yeah.
I thought Dizzy Izzy was going to run me over when he came out of there.
He knew what he was doing. Everybody thought he was getting out of control, but I think he had.
Yeah, but I
everything.
thought he was going to run me over.
No, he knew where to stop.
He
line
knew his
was.
car, I guess.
Yes. I mean, there's lots of times you can tell people it's like, man, you should have got out of it sooner. You got to know how to drive.
Dizzy Izzy knows his car.
Well,
I
I
thought he
told,
was going to run
I
me
told
over.
Dizzy, I want to call Dizzy out for next year unofficially.
What, are you going to
Yeah.
take my van down the track?
No, I'm taking Norm. What do you think I've been out in the backyard for the last month for? Getting
Oh,
ready.
you're funny.
She was just glad you were out of her hair.
No, she just gets mad when I'll come inside and I'll take a drink of her tea. You know, she's like, "Damn it, I just filled that up." It's like, yeah, it's cold too.
Yeah.
Now I'll be back out. I've been digging this undercoating for weeks now, man.
Yeah.
It started out doing the front inner fenders, you know, and it's like, I know I went to the back and it's like, oh man, this is industrial shit. It might as well have been, you know, applied tar. I think it was like 400 degrees when they sprayed it on there, and it just. But I've
Yeah.
been saving it. I think I got at least 20, 25 pounds undercoating. I've dug off already. I still got the wheel well where the rear axle is. I got
Yeah,
it around. I got it underneath the trunk pan and the fender well extensions today. That was a bitch, man. I've been skinning myself up all over.
Yeah, his elbows are all.
I got two different putty knives. One's a straight edge, and the other one kind of does this around the corners.
Yeah, Barrows is dart. You can reach under there and just go like that and pull off a whole handful of undercoating.
Well,
Just
that
pulls
means it's not stuck fast anymore. This
Yeah,
shit,
I did.
it's, to be honest, what's rusted has rust, and what doesn't is
Yeah.
it's still got the factory paint underneath that undercoating.
Oh yeah.
My inner fenders, you can eat off of them. They're semi-gloss white. They're clean, baby.
Nice.
I ordered a front end kit for it yesterday, 2 days ago.
Oh yeah, Don. I'm just in my mail,
Uh-oh.
and it is moving through the network in transit for the next facility. So it was shipped,
Well,
but not paid for yet.
that's because of that banking shit we're going
Yeah.
through currently. I
Yeah.
bought this front end kit and I got a call today. It's like, oh, we think your account's been compromised. Did you make a purchase at a pet store? No. Clothing store? No.
No,
What was the other one?
Wendy's.
Wendy's. That's right. How can I forget that?
And I'm like, no.
Oh, then they canceled the card. We had to call and order another one. It's going to be 10 to 13 days before it's like, Jesus. Oh, now
yes.
we're without. Now we need cash. Keep it local.
Yeah.
That's right. But that ordering that front end, I don't know if they took the payment. If they released the for that payment, it was right at $300, like $298.72 or something like that. It's like, no, that one's legit. That one's in the mail. We got a confirmation number. I'm waiting for that thing.
Yeah, I'm watching the.
I'm going to be able to have an unboxing.
Yeah. That'd
If
be
we
a good
don't
one.
get it, then I guess we're gonna get another one.
Well, I got that. I got that valve spring compressor, the ring compressor, and the ring scraping tool. I got that coming too. Bought that off a marketplace.
Yeah.
Well, I got another 440. I want to turn the pistons around and I want to clean it up. I
Mhm.
want to work the heads a little bit, nothing fancy. The more I think, it's like, man, I want to put a little. I'm afraid to put a cam in it because of all these lifter issues.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, if I put roller lifters in it, I don't need to worry about these lifter issues. But that makes it like $700-800. It's like, man, I need to find out. I can see where these race teams need sponsors.
Oh yeah.
But
You
Don,
can get
I'm not.
deep in it quick.
But Don, I'm not sending that money order out until you get the confirmation from the other dude.
Well, he's supposed to mail it tomorrow.
Well, I already have.
It's only $41.
I already have the money order and all that in the envelope.
Yes.
I ain't telling you where it's at, but
Well, mail don't go out till late, so
I don't have it
Yeah.
in the mailbox. I just wanted.
wow.
He's going to give you a confirmation number, and then I'll send the $42 money order out.
That's fine. I ain't going to squabble $42. I just hope that that ring compressor goes big enough for 440 pistons. I think it's a little over 4 inches, 4075, something like that. I don't know, but they're about that big.
But it's all put in the envelope, the stamps on it, and everything. But I'm not doing anything until
That's
he
fine.
gives you a confirmation number. That way you can track it.
Well, that's
Yeah.
fine.
I don't trust people.
Well, he's 2 hours away. It's not worth the drive. Throw it in the mail.
But still, I'm not trusting anyone
Wow,
with all money.
You got to give him the benefit of the doubt, though.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't want to give him the money order and we don't get it.
I
Right.
use PayPal for about anything because if you have a problem with PayPal, man, you can email them and they'll have it figured out in a day or two and get you your money back.
Oh, we don't have PayPal. I was just like, I could send
Yeah.
you a check. It's like, a money order. You can trust a money order. That's already paid for,
Yeah.
Like, hey, give me your address. Like, hey, show me the box you're sending it in,
Yeah, that's the way we did it.
Well,
I
that's
don't have
easy enough.
PayPal. We don't have PayPal or Venom or whatever you call that shit.
Venmo.
I got it all.
We don't.
Yeah. Too complicated. I'm lucky to know where my phone's at.
Yeah.
But
Be like, Wendy, where's my phone? And I'll find it.
well, that's where you call it. Is there really 30 people in here watching this shit?
Yeah.
No shit. Nobody talk. Well, actually, if I read the comments. Oh, Lars, how's it going, man? Did you just get in here?
Hit that thumbs up button.
Yeah, Lars just got in here.
Oh, Lars, buddy. Yeah, it's. Make sure you bring that hammer next year. I might need to borrow it again. Just saying.
What
Lars,
do you want?
we borrowed the hammer from the neighbors over there so we could those tent stakes. That ground was hard, man. If you had a tent, I hope you had a hammer because that was like driving a stake through brick.
That
But-
wasn't Laws. That was Buckingham.
No, it was LP94.
Oh.
He said, "What's up, y'all?"
Someone hacked my.
Yeah.
It's only Wednesday night, man. I'm having too much fun. This should be like a Friday or Saturday.
Right? I
Well,
work every day, so it doesn't make much difference to me.
Well, the weather was great today. It's saying I've been scraping this undercoating. It is a bitch climbing under there, and it's like I've noticed that I can scrape for longer periods because I'm like acclimated. I've built up the rhythm.
And you got that muscle work for that
Yes.
scraping.
Yeah, that's I'm about to make Popeye proud. You know.
Yeah. It's weird when you get into it and you're like, man, that hurts. And after a while, you build up to it and you're like, man, I can do this all day long.
I did a time lapse when I did the one front fender. You know, it was right down to I put up was a clipboard. I put it's like, and now you're watching paint dry. Like and subscribe, you know, because this was like a 2-hour video and it turned out to be like 29 seconds. It's like, really? Is that it? It's like I busted my ass all day out there scraping that motherfucker. But it's so much cleaner under there. It's paper white. You don't need a flashlight if you got to work on it. It's. But
Go
man,
off the floor, illuminates everything.
well, underneath,
Yeah.
because while I'm doing the rear end right now, I got the quarter panel, the quarter inners done. Those are.
Nice.
I got one of those to paint yet. I wanted to get some primer or some good primer, not hardy primer, but I'm going to need some more.
Good stuff's what you need. My boss, he took his horse trailer in last year this year to have the guy repainted at the shop. And he didn't use a good rust encapsulator, and above the fenders, he's already got spots of rust coming through the paint.
That's what I got to do
And it's like, dude, you can't cheap out on this crap.
Well, from the rear axle back,
Yeah.
The back side of the trunk well, between that and the rear valance, you know, that's always a dead spot. Pretty bad. I don't know how much I can scrape. I can wire brush that or clean that.
Yeah.
But I'm going down tomorrow and get some rust encapsulator. I want to get a paint. I want to get a quart. I want to be able to paint it on.
Yeah.
Because there's what needs this encapsulator needs it, and there's a lot that's great shape. You know, just a good primer, and you know, it's like the inner. I can't believe I do got a rocker that's got a corner about whipped, but being
Yeah.
60 years old, I can't complain about that. But what was under this undercoating is all pristine. It's still got the kitchen blue paint from the factory, and it's like, man, whoever sprayed this on was slow going through. You know, it shouldn't be this thick, and it's like, Jesus Christ, man, it makes it. I mean, not only, I mean, it's well constructed for being 1962.
Yeah.
Like you see the inner fenders and then the trunk extensions and the, you know, all these, the way they're all fabricated when you get all this undercoating off, and it's like, it's like, no. Now I know why you need a seam sealer.
Yeah.
But I got that too. I got a thing of seam sealer. I want to do that all in one day because I got inside, I got the trunk.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to do this ever again, and I want to do it right the first time.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I tell these people, don't cheap out. Freaking get what you need to get. Some things you can go the cheap way, and some things it'll kill you in the end.
Well, it's saying that even if I cheap out, you know, that means it's going to suck for, you know, maybe my grandkids get the car 30 years from now, you know, because I'm going to be on this for a long time yet. It seems.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I bought it in 14, I've had it 8 years in July, and it's always been on the road. I just, you know, keep a good battery in it, put gas in it, and I got this concrete pad this year. Finally dug it out by hand. Sucked.
Nice.
Wow, but
A lot of work.
Oh yeah, it was. I wheelbarrowed it to the other side of the garage, and I elevated the other side like 8 inches. But grass still grows pretty good in there.
Yeah.
I got lucky. It was because I did have 4 pieces of plywood laying out there. I had a big tarp and then plywood down, and because ever since I got the first giant, well, I built the carport over. I did that on that side to park it because that way it wasn't parked in the dirt. You know, even parked on plywood, it's a plus. It's not rotting out from underneath.
Oh yeah.
Then I got the second Valiant 4 years later, and I built a carport on this side. I'm going to have to. I got to make a video, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Well, because I got a pair of them.
Yeah.
But
there's about a 62 Valiant here. I mean, Barrows went and looked at it, but the whole floor's gone out of it. I mean, the whole bottom of the car is just gone.
That's the way this is.
Yeah.
They've been patched twice. It's the point now where it's structural. I'm making floor pans. I'm kind of hesitant on welding them in because I don't think I'm going to do a good job.
Yeah.
But fuck it, I'll self-tap it and cut the ends off, you know, and then paint everything white. It'll be pretty when I'm done.
Oh yeah.
But the floors were already shot. We took both the Valiants to Carlisle in early July, I think. And I had electrical issues with the 440, the one I'm blowing up out here. And I pulled the carpet back, and it's like, oh man, look at that cheese. You know, the floors were just, you could pinholes, you could see through it. It's like, oh, that don't look good. You know what they say about body work? It's always worse than the way it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is true. But saying I'm jamming on it. I've been hammering on it every time. It's supposed to be nice the next couple of days. I want to go out tomorrow and get some more of it. I need to run the wire wheel, you know, after scraping all that undercoating, there's still more that has to come off so that paint will stick good.
Oh yeah, you got to get it to adhere good.
Yeah, all the fender wells, it's like I wipe them down with gas-soaked rags half a dozen times because the more you can scrape off, the less you have to wash off.
Yeah.
But it's really showing improvement. It's enough that I'm satisfied to the effort that I'm putting into it.
That's what matters. If you like it and good with it.
Well, saying ever since I had it, it's always been on the road. I never wanted to do anything to it unless it was, change something I could still run it tomorrow. But ever
Yeah.
since I got this concrete pad, I put it up on jack stands and I've been jimmying on it ever since.
Yeah, that's good.
I got to
That's
pull the
my-
motor. I got to pull the motor and tranny here before winter sets in. But I want to fire it up one last time before I do.
Take it for a little ride.
Nah, it ain't coming off the jack stands.
Okay.
But I can do a cold start. I just
Yeah.
put a battery and a gas can in it. I'll run that 5-barrel one last time. Maybe I'll pull the exhaust off of it so run it open headers.
Yeah. See how she sounds.
Yeah, why not? It's coming out anyway. It's tired. All the seals are leaking. I trust it to run 100 miles down the road, but I'm going to have a puddle on the intake manifold when I come back. Hey, what's in the court? You always take a gallon. You always take a gallon with you anyway.
Yeah. Messing around with stuff on here. Got like 10 pages open.
I got 3.
There we go. Yeah, I set it up to where it'll go over to my friend's paranormal slumber party when I get done here. Redirect.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah, she
Oh,
starts.
man,
at
it's
11.
getting late.
Well,
Then
She
again,
starts in a half hour.
half hour. Oh, that's.
And she goes all night and into the next day. It's like 12 hours.
Oh man, I haven't done third shift for a while.
Yeah, she does. She's trying to get her watch hours, so she just lets it play until 12 hours is up.
Well, it doesn't mean I won't stop. Leave the
A
window.
lot of the time, I just turn my tablet on and leave her on all night. Oh yeah, Lars. Big family in here. We all help each other out. Lerma's here. Cheryl's here. Supposed to be asleep, but yeah. Everybody come out. I'll keep this going until 11 and then it'll change over to Paranormal Slumber Party. If you guys want to go over there, just hang in there and it'll move you over automatically.
Okay, I'm back.
You back?
Over here, I was eyeballing the cat. She's looking under the stove. I think maybe there's some mice coming in from the outdoors. Wow, as it gets colder, mice seem to find the warmer places. So.
Oh yeah, my dog's been watching them almost the whole live. She see one move and she's go lay over there and watch until it comes out.
Well, because I got one of those little Keurigs in the corner by the fridge over here, and the cat's eyeballing back in there once in a while, and it's like If she wants in there that bad, I'm going to give her room so she don't thrash shit. You know.
Yeah.
That's once in a while, but I haven't seen any. Doesn't mean they're not there.
Oh yeah, they're sneaky.
I've seen them out in the garage more than I've seen them in the house.
Yeah.
It'd be, you see out the corner of your eye, it's like, oh, you little motherfucker. Now, I got to get my garage cleaned out before winter. I want to pull this motor apart, and I don't have room on the bench to do it. Oh my shit's got crap everywhere. I got 3 nice benches out here, and they're all stacked full of crap. You know anybody that needs?
Pretty full.
Is Dizzy earlier. I got a set of 413 heads that are in the way out here, and it's like Dizzy's like, hey, I'll take them if bring them to next year's No Name. It's like, I'll give you a good deal on them. They're just in my way. I want to port this 440 a little bit, and I was thinking about using those heads to practice. But if he wants them, they need a little work. I'd feel guilty selling them to him. They're that cheesy. I got like 2 burnt valves. It's like, oh, I know that's not sealed. You got a chunk missing. But hey, if he can make use of them, I'd love to send them his way.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting found on Marketplace. I got a valve spring compressor, ring compressor, and one of them ring scraping tools.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a old school 4 tool. It's like $25. It's like, oh, it's been on for 6 weeks. This guy's like $25. Cost me $15 for shipping, but I'll take it for $40. I need it. I'm going to need it. So
especially
that
auto salvage
scraping tool's a big plus.
Oh yeah. Auto salvage, he wanted a carburetor for his motor that he's working on for his truck. And I sent him a picture. I was like, this is what I got sitting on my bench. And he's like, what do you want for that Holly? And I'm like, I'll just mail it to you.
Yeah.
So I mailed one to Buck and I mailed one to Auto Salvage the same day.
Oh, that's the way it works. It's turning into a great deal.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because, I ordered a new front end for this car, and it's like that's in the works, and it's like I need a upper ball joint socket. They're 4-sided. It's
Yeah.
Buck's like, oh, I got one right here, 3/4 drive. I got an adapter too. Who's like,
looks like a railroad piece of shit, if we're putting
as long as it works.
Yeah.
As long as it works.
The railroad bolts are all that big 4-side. But
it's like a screw in, really? It's like, how hard is it to wipe out the threads?
Right.
Don't worry, if it goes in, you'll know it. No, I'm getting into a lot of territory that I've never done before. Well, I got floors cut out of this. I kind of got away from that because I got into this doing the undercoating, and it's like, man, it's been 2 weeks. I just hammered it, and I won't say it's kicking my ass, but man, it's a lot of ass.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot of ass. Because I was banging inside the trunk well, and the quarter panel and everything today, and you could hear the difference because all that undercoating was definitely a third dimension on the structure of the car.
Yeah.
But it's like it's made of tin now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to make it a little better all over.
Oh yeah, if you can improve it, that's awesome. My 62 Thunderbird, that thing is like so clean, it looks like new. Pretty much everything on it's still painted. And
mine's not going to be new, but it's going to be clean.
The only thing I bought the wheel skirts, And I went to put one in, and the lines on the body don't match up, and it has a big gap. So somebody replaced some of that quarter panel, and it's not right. So I might have to buy the quarter panel on that side and put a whole new one on.
No, actually, the looks of the car, I ain't changing nothing. The body, there's some places there's putty this thick. He kind of did a fender flare with putty, and it looks cool though. I want to get another. I used to have Kelly Chargers on it, and
Yeah.
those little bit of on the fender flares just made everything pop. It just looked right. I ended up, I bought them used over here across the river. Probably had them for 3, 4, 5 months. I can beat the shit out of them. Had a flat coming home one day. It's like, hey, that's why I got the spare.
Yeah.
I was down 7 minutes with a flat tire coming home in that Valiant. I had a jack and a 4-way and a spare. It was like, psh.
Yeah.
And Ronnie was right behind me, and he did all the work. I just pulled over and he fixed it, and I drove it on home another 3 blocks. It's nice having a spare. I love having a good spare tire.
Oh yeah.
You know, if that's
I'm
all
on
it
a
takes.
long trip, I'll take 2.
Wow. That's always a plus. That's if you got dual axles on it.
And if you're buff, you bring 4.
Yeah. Yeah, he lost 3, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he lost 3 tires. I think he had 1 left going home.
Yeah, but to have that many and still make it there, that means you know what's going on.
Oh.
Yeah, flat tires on the road trip, never good.
Yeah.
Oh, and I brought this Valiant home. I was going to get a dolly, and I reserved that, and they didn't have it, so they gave me a trailer for the same price. It's like, hey, all right, you know.
Yeah.
When they hooked the trailer up, they like turned the hitch upside down. It's like, oh no, that hitch is wrong. It needs to be this way.
Yeah.
And then coming back from Ohio, it was 45 minutes into a 5-hour road trip, and the back tire blew out of it because it was overloaded. You know, it was off center because they turned the hitch upside down. That sucked. That was 3 hours that I didn't want to do again.
Yeah.
No, brother's looking out the passenger mirror. It's like, oh, losing a tire, you know, pull it over. It's like flap, 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 flap. Traffic just running. No berm, all guardrail.
Yeah.
Ended up there was like I won't say a PennDOT pile, but it was in Ohio. They had a couple trailers there. It's like, man, there's fucking 3 tires right there, and we got to wait for, you know, U-Haul to show up. I was ready to steal a tire off the state truck.
Yeah.
But couldn't do it. You know, it would have been so easy too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had a guy break down by my house. I think it was on Easter. And he had a flat tire, and I was like, can I help you? And he goes, no, I got a spare, but it's not on a wheel. And he's like, I was going to go get my daughter so I could spend Easter with her. And I said, well, that's no problem. He said, what do you mean? I said, I'll just grab my impact and take it off real quick, and we'll run up half mile to my house, put it on the tire machine, swap it over, and put it on.
There you go.
And he's like, you have a tire machine? Really? I'm like, yeah. I can swap it for you in a minute and get you to see your daughter. So,
yeah. Look how easy this is.
yeah.
I remember one time I'd worked a Saturday. It was just over here off the industrial park. I jumped onto the highway, and there was a car show a couple miles down the road, and there was this older couple. They was in their early '60s Dart or something, just they were like 65 years old and just tooling down the road, and they got a flat tire, and it's like, man, I just got off work, I'm already dirtied up and this and that, because I always carry a jack and a four-way.
Oh yeah.
If I don't need it, somebody else might. And this is the way it happened. And it's like I pulled over. It's like, psh, psh. It's like, oh no, it's like I'll still get home in time to not be late.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't want no money. He's like, here, buy a beer. He gave me $5, to buy me a beer the next time I go to the bar. It's like, okay, that'll do. I didn't do it for the money, but you can buy me a beer. That's fine. But they was on their way, never see them again in my life. But it's just those little things that makes life so much easier and better for everybody.
Oh yeah, I try, like when I was stationed Mountain Home, every time I drove into Boise, there was always cars just broke down all down the road, and I'd always stop and see if I couldn't help them. I
It's
mean,
like, oh, flat tire.
I know how it is, and I know like how bad it sucks to just sit there on the side of the road with 1,000 people driving by, and not one could stop to give you a hand. I mean, I've helped probably over 1,000 people on the side of the road.
Oh yeah, my cousin, he retired from West Virginia PennDOT, or the transportation. He used to be on I forget what they call it, but it was the road. They would travel the interstates for disabled vehicles, this and that. It was, but he'd put 200 miles a night on the truck. He'd just drive up 79, and if there's anybody broke down, he'd, give assistance or this or that, or because down there, if you get tangled up, somebody's usually going way too fast.
Oh yeah.
Well, 79 south through West Virginia, it's 70 miles an hour, but it's a lot of this. There's no straightaways. If there is, it's either still uphill or downhill.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I don't know why. I don't know why the speed limit's 70. These locals really know what they're doing. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is anywhere.
Yeah,
like
our
we
interstate's 80 now.
Went to Sykeston, and there was 5-lane, interstate, and it's like Wendy made a great co-pilot, man. She did fabulous.
Always nice to have somebody to ride with, man.
Well, she never road tripped well, but she did Sykeston. I gave her the challenge of counting McDonald's arches, so she had something to look forward to. There's
you told her to count them on the way back.
Yeah, she wouldn't count them on the way back, just the way back. She's like, I already counted them.
Yeah.
But there was 38 McDonald's between here and Sykeston.
Yeah.
That she's seen. She had not road signs didn't count. She needed to see the actual arches, 38 and 15 cops. There was a lot of cops on that.
I think a mouse just knocked a can off my cupboard. Soda can just like come flying off. Hopefully my mouse trap got him when the trap hit it.
I remember years ago in the first house we had, we ended up, it's like, oh, mouse, we'll get traps. Usually when there's one, there's 5. And it's like, oh, we set these traps up out in the kitchen. And it's like, oh, I wonder how long till we catch one. It's like we didn't even walk into the living room and sit down. Snap. It's like, holy shit, did that really? It's like, yep. It's like, oh, you little fucker.
I had some up on my counter the other day. I've seen that they'd been up there, and I set 3 traps. One was a rat trap, just to see how it works on mice. And I went and laid down in bed. By the time I laid down on my bed, I heard 2 traps go off, and then in the middle of the night, I heard boom, and that rat trap went off and got one.
Yep, it makes you smile and want to look at it in the morning.
Yeah. I was like, should I get up and just reset them now so I can get more?
Yeah.
And one night it was like 12:30, and I had to get up at like 3 in the morning and get ready to go ship horses. And all of a sudden, my heater just started vibrating really hard. And I'm like, I'll bet it's a damn mouse. It got inside there somehow and was in the heater fan, and it turned on and killed it. The dead mouse was just laying in the fan, and I live in a camper, so I had to undo these 2 screws, undo my propane line, pull the whole furnace out, flip it upside down, undo the whole back cover, and I see this mouse tail hanging out of the fan. Like, I freaking knew it. I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I turned it off and I went on electric heat until 3 in the morning when I woke up. I got dressed and then did my furnace and put it all back in. Not what I want to do at 3 in the morning.
Well, then send them mice that they'll get into everything.
Yeah, that thing should be pretty sealed up. I found a spot. There's a little hole, and it don't take much for a mouse to get in a little tiny hole.
Oh no! If they went in, they'll get in. They can.
I'm gonna put some of that metal tape over it. Try to make sure it don't happen again. I don't need mice in my heater. I've had them die.
Actually, I was thinking I had to do something on Girly out here. I might have to. I seen a video today. There's a guy put what peppermint cotton balls or something inside.
Yeah,
to keep mice out. They don't
pretty
like
much anything with a really potent smell. I know cinnamon people use too.
Right.
It overwhelms their senses and they don't go near it.
All right, that sounds fair.
I know if you have a hole you don't want them getting through, put steel wool in it.
Well,
They won't.
I don't know what it looks like underneath Girly. Really, everything's painted black and you can't see nothing. You know, and that's why this other one I'm painting it. It's paper white underneath. It's like I don't need a flashlight to work on this thing, and it looks great. All that undercoating's gone. But work in progress. I just hope I keep my motivation up on it. I've been jamming on it. I try not to make excuses not to go out and get all dirtied up.
Well, in this whole no-name deal, it gives you a reason to go work on it, you know?
Yeah, even saying the 500 subs will be a struggle for me. I'm just not one for the camera.
Yeah.
Granted, it's coming winter. I'll have lots of, darkness hours to at least attempt editing skills.
Mm-hmm.
I figured out how to put the little banner for this long in your video. I put one up here over the weekend. I got a wounded squirrel out back. It's hobbling along on 3 legs. Like, I hope you're trying to, set a trap for it so that we can save it. It's like, squirrels get injured and lame all the time. It's part of the life cycle. Maybe you call your game commission, they can set a live trap. No. I've made a comment. It's like, I already tried a trap, but I've been catching every other squirrel but this squirrel. Not that I have very many views, but the ones that are is worried about the squirrel. Not a lot you can do.
I like watching those videos where people build the little deal where the dog went after the mouse, spilled water all over the floor. Yeah, they got like ropes and stuff, and the squirrel works all the way through it, and then it's got some deal at the end that like flips them back to the beginning. Pretty neat.
Squirrel launchers.
Yeah.
No, a piece of chicken wire with an electric cable works pretty good too.
Buzz them.
Well, it's their own fault if they climb up.
Yeah.
Not here, but at my uncle's house. It's like, no, that's a bird feeder. That's for the birds. You leave it the fuck alone. And they don't, so he electrified the.
We electrified a trash can for bears.
My mom did that to her car once years ago for Halloween because she knew the neighborhood kids were gonna. She hooked
That's
it up
good.
to an electric fence. When the light come on, it means it got grounded.
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
can't believe it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning already.
I'm
Well,
gonna
so
end this
where
here
are
pretty
we
quick.
going after this?
Over to Mrs. Traumatos. She does her paranormal slumber party deal.
What's the name of her channel?
The one that she's doing it on is called Paranormal Slumber Party.
Paranormal Slumber Party.
Yeah, she does pretty good little show on there, and everybody comes in.
And,
And comments.
It's got a picture of a red lady devil holding a ball of flame.
Yeah.
All righty. Oh, she's
Yeah,
live.
she does a real cool show. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end this here.
Yeah, it's getting kind of late. I'm surprised that you went this late, but I'm glad you had us on, man.
Oh yeah, good to have you. We'll catch you later, and thanks everybody for coming out. You want, stay tuned. It'll take you over to paranormal.
All right.
See ya.
That's it.